It's moments like that when I realize I'm crazy.
My crazy is more of like I'm walking up and I see a woman and her child. I'm like, it'd be crazy. I'll punch the junk out of this baby right now. That's
all.
There's certain shit like when it's your kid.
I seen a cat, a baby cat, and I want to.
Because I even made a TikTok responding to the girl and like
that's
I had
different. You use that bidet? Did it feel a little gay?
That's what I was afraid of. I was like, it's gonna feel like I'm being penetrated.
Once you realize, we gotta be scared of stuff like that.
Being penetrated?
I wasn't.
No, think about how you. Tory Lanez, he's blackballed right now.
Y'all think he shot her?
Yeah, he definitely.
Why do you say definitely?
I mean, I heard his side of the story, and it was baloney.
You ever been a black man in trouble?
I have.
But think about that feeling. You're a very good orator. I can see that. Some people, even if I write songs, that doesn't mean I speak to people well.
No, so I got in trouble, and
nigga, I'm not even that authoritative. And look at the hot seat I put you in. No. Give me the verbal hints, but look how hard you had to change your stance. You had to fix your jeans. You had to turn this way. That's how Tory has felt for 2 years. That's what
Wait, always or since you've been like that? Is what you're saying?
Pretty much my whole life.
What makes retired? Why you say retired?
Oh, I don't want to sleep with other women because my girl would be sad about it.
So that's your retirement.
So I gotta put it on the shelf. It's in the rafters now.
Okay.
Yeah. But like if she ever goes, hey, you wanna sleep with these other girls here? Because like my girl will be out and like women will stop and they'll be like, y'all are cute. Y'all ever? And I go. She'd be like, no, boo. There was one chick that almost got us because like me and her and my girl like rock. And shit, are we recording now? Because
it's audio good.
Yeah, I mean shit. But there was one chick who was like made the proposition, and my girl was like, she's beautiful, and I was like, she's beautiful. And she was like, no, babe. And I was like, fuck.
That's funny.
But like, I like where I'm at. Like I somebody who like loves me and like cares about what I got going on. That's different. Like there's hot women out there. I'm from Florida. Like, I made 2 Brazilian twins attracted to me. I feel like my dick's in the rafters regardless of anything else.
You say Florida, we can go either way. You can
right? It could be real good or go real south.
White Majin Buu with tattoos on her face, or you can get the sexiest thing ever. Like I'm from right outside of Miami.
From the sexy part of Florida.
Yeah, like I've seen bad, but I've also seen bad where like it's like, why are you speaking to me? What did I do to attract you? Because you shouldn't be here. It doesn't make any sense.
I went to Orlando. This girl started talking, and a cigarette came out of her mouth.
Oh my god!
It wasn't there at first, and it
just came out. Yeah, it'll let you. But like, there's like, because that's why like I'm not. That's another reason why like I learned to crash and burn, because after a certain point you'll start seeing women and you're like, oh, she's beautiful, and then you get to a point where you're like, I don't care if she says no. You know how you crash I just want to try, and then if she gets with me, I win.
The numbers game.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Why? What you mean?
What you mean?
It's literally too much. Like, I crash and burn before my numbers even get high enough.
So?
Some people just put forth that effort, but we have different personalities. I mean, you get to the gym.
You're saying like there's a yes for every 100 no's or whatever, and you're saying like you only want to try like 5 times.
Right. Once I get that 5th no, it's like, all right, let's try a different game.
But you're a well dressed guy. I see the hat. I see the glasses. Your cheeks puffy. It's cute. You're a little cuddle muffin.
You be flirting with everybody.
Oh, this is just how I talk.
I was gonna say this dude on you now.
I'm a heterosexual male, but I'm so in tune with myself. I be letting people know they're good looking. Like, you're not an ugly dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where we at? Right here. I don't like. I had a kid, so I know for a fact I sleep with women. Outside of that, like, no, I don't want to sleep with you, but you're a good looking guy. You're not like a bad looking guy.
These days, I take all the compliments I can get.
You have to.
Because when you get older, you start to realize, man, I had it made when I was young, and it was all guaranteed. But my dad told me everybody gets old, everybody gets fat. So.
Yeah.
How old are you guys? How old are you?
33.
How old are you?
31.
31.
What about you guys?
Boss man. 25. Also, you're the youngest of that group. Yeah.
How old are y'all?
I'm 24.
27.
Dang. Man, you guys are young.
Yeah.
I failed enough in Florida that all of this just seems relative.
See, Florida puts that extra melanin, that different type of melanin in your skin. So.
Yeah, I used to be lighter, but I love whatever this is. Like
But you guys, you said you're Jamaican.
Yeah.
African.
My father's Puerto Rican and Dominican, but my mother's Liberian. And then I found out because I'm African, there's all types of little splashes in there.
You said Liberian?
Liberian, yeah.
Is that she's first generation?
Yeah, both my parents are like the first people in the United States, so it's that crazy. Like, we gotta make it, and then because we gotta make it, you gotta make it.
They're the first people here, or first people born here? Were they born
First people
here?
born here, yeah.
Oh, okay. What about you?
Oh, okay.
Your parents born here or born?
Parents born here. We don't know as far as like if we have anything like that, but I'm thinking Jamaican.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
You can't just guess that type of stuff.
Well, I have some.
You go deep down enough, you'll find it.
You know any patois?
Yeah.
No, I wish.
I
mean, I love everything Jamaican though.
I wouldn't do a 23andMe if I was.
Just start running up on relatives.
I was just saying. I wouldn't do it if I was.
Just start running up on
It might go in a
relatives.
circle. No, I'm
This
pretty
nigga
sure
said a circle.
Yeah.
my father's family is like Indian, probably native to here. My mother, I don't know. I'm afraid to do that type of stuff, man, because if I find out there's even one smidge of white in my family,
You know,
There
You just gotta
definitely
eat it.
is.
I know, but it negates everything that I've said.
You're black in America.
Oh, what are some things that you've said?
There's a Jeffrey somewhere in there.
Hold on, what are some things you've said?
Oh, I can't repeat them. If they don't know, then it's good. But
Doug, it's
my mouth gets me into
like I said, I'm
Okay.
Liberian. They built a whole nation off of like slaves getting sent back for freedom and then running into other black people there. And they're like, who said y'all could be here? They said this is ours. Nigga, we've been here forever. So there's mad like definitely Massa slept with you and the family. Definitely you're Bahamian and you didn't know it. Definitely you're Jamaican and you didn't know it. Just because that's what it is in America. We're
You
the
do
most
look
mixed
like
up.
you could be Jamaican.
You guys got a Michael Jackson song though.
So?
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
what?
Liberian
Oh.
girl.
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
That's Michael Jackson was secretly fucking for years. Everybody should have a Michael Jackson song.
Kids?
Mike?
You ain't see that video of Michael Jackson? You ain't see that video of Michael Jackson losing his mind for white women?
You ain't got to tell me.
That was the
in
most-
car, he was like, "Look at those titties.
Look at
those
yeah,
titties."
all of his black came out, and then I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike, let him know you would."
It was something else
and I
that
was
he
like,
did. It was something else that he said. I was like, "Oh, okay."
No,
Mike,
when he was firing old boy on stage, that was the blackest thing I've seen.
Well,
He's
Mike
like,
fired someone on stage?
Oh, because his so there was a malfunction, but he didn't know it was a malfunction.
Who, Mike?
He's literally singing to the guy, "Your job is done."
No.
I think I remember
Yeah,
hearing
he's
that.
like, he's basically like, "Dave, your job is done," and he's just letting him know, "You need a new job, Dave," and he's like stomping, and the crowd is loving it, but he's literally firing this man on stage because he won't cut the song. Granted, it was a computer error, but he believes it's Dave. That's not the right name, but he's literally singing this
That's
man's
funny as
name.
fuck.
"You're done," and I'm like, oh. But there's little stuff if you look through his whole, even the like. There's so much like blackness in his time wherever you look. Like even his two secret sons that he supposedly had. One of them is just a singer that worked for his family.
His sons? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has two secret black sons that everybody forgets about. One was really
Whoa,
dope. Yeah,
what?
boom.
Hold on, Michael Jackson has fake black sons?
Yeah, no. Like they're believed to be his actual sons. When they came out and they started putting things together, both of them disappeared. Their R&B careers disappeared, and they disappeared.
Sheesh.
It's black.
Wait, hold on. Is this the video?
Yeah, this is it. Job done. Job gone. Brad.
Brad, what you gonna do?
Take it back because he's talking trash like through it. Look how upset. Music director Brad.
Why she singing along? I would have threw a microphone at her if I was Brad.
Job gone.
What are you gonna do?
No.
Disrespectful.
Yo, he's the entertainer, though. The show must go on.
Look at how upset he is.
He
This
looks
nigga really-
disappointed.
He's like, my show. I'm in Chicago.
Damn.
Nah.
The Vice Lords are here. And he
Yo,
just
y'all
took
saw
Harrison.
that thing with Wiz Khalifa going off on them
Yeah, I saw
DJs
that.
and shit?
He apologized on Breakfast Club. Right?
Yeah, I don't know why he was blanking on them. Apparently, they did like a real bad like
this
performance.
recent?
Yeah, like a week ago. He just dropped the album. He was trying to like premiere it at the club or whatever, but the DJ was playing the songs in the wrong order. He said in the middle of his set, other songs were just starting to play out of nowhere and shit. And he was he kind of mushed him. He kind of like slapped his hat type
I
shit.
didn't see that part.
Yeah,
That's
he
disrespectful,
was he said it. He was
You
like,
got-
yeah,
you
I'm
gotta
hella
fight on
disrespectful.
Wiz Khalifa.
But then again,
Wiz
he know
Khalifa.
that.
Oh, but you know what? I keep forgetting Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz
But
big
the
now.
thing is,
I know.
Bro,
That's what
Will
I'm saying.
Smith, Wiz, everybody doing some shit
Yeah.
these days,
Nah,
man.
but Wiz built like he like that.
I know
Wiz
he
is training
training
MMA.
MMA.
Yeah, I know.
That dude was like, let me remember who I'm up against right now.
That's still wild though. Like Wiz has been performing long enough that people have made mistakes for him. Like it's one of those things. Or maybe it's because I'm not at that level. But I've been at shows where like the person wasn't prepared. They played you the wrong song at this. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but like
You know what?
Wiz Khalifa level, you can't be doing that. Like his album
we
just
just saw
dropped.
bread.
Yeah.
We just what you gonna do?
The thing is, you got like, as an artist, you want things to play out perfectly, and you have to understand that they expect excellence when they hire the team to do everything that they're going to be doing. But
And it goes
also,
back on the artist too.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I think you have to remember, as an artist, you got to remember that people in the crowd don't really care if they mess up here and there. But also, you got to understand, like, people still human. You know, things are not going to be perfect all the time. There's always going to be mistakes. You can't just be slapping people and stuff like that because they messed up or something went bad that they have no control over.
or you'll be Giveon.
Didn't Biggie throw
Exactly.
a
Do
bottle
you
at
know about
somebody?
that?
Giveon?
Yeah.
You talking about like the singer?
Yeah, they messed up his thing at the BET Awards. I didn't even watch the BET Awards. I haven't
He
in
was
years,
singing in a certain key, and so the auto tune is supposed to work in a certain key, but they changed it to a different key, and so he was singing in this key, and auto tune made
But
it
also,
go.
they shut off his earpiece.
Yes, and so
So he
like,
couldn't hear
it sounded
himself.
bad.
And you know those stages like when you can't.
Bro, if you're singing in like A minor and they put that shit to like G major,
it
that
messes
shit
up.
just don't
and
work.
you can't hear it to correct it.
So you think it's
So you're just like, and then
man.
you see how uncomfortable he is. through
Oh
it.
man, and then people there just think you sound like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like everybody was like,
man.
And he's
everybody
new
said it's
enough
terrible.
that I don't know. I don't know if you can actually sing. Mad people can't actually
Exactly.
sing.
I mean, who was that? I mean, we saw recently Ray J. Ray J.
Oh my
Ray J
God.
couldn't sing. Everybody knew that
You know,
though.
that was one of the
I think he was just underprepared.
Nah, bro.
Ray J just wasn't.
Nah, that was. Did you
He just
hear
can't
it?
sing.
No,
Ray J,
Okay.
Ray J can't
Nah,
sing.
you gotta hear that.
If you even hear the original,
I've heard
song,
about it. I know Ray J isn't his sister.
You have to hear that. You just have to see it happen.
You said
Who
Ray
else
J
was
what?
there? Omarion.
Ray
Oh,
J isn't his sister. So like
Omarion.
Nah, who else? There was someone else there who went stupid.
Omarion, he wasn't prepared.
Mario.
Mario
Mario.
was
was
washed.
Mario did, yeah.
Yo, the crazy
Because
thing
I
is
you know
like
smacked up. I didn't hear Ray J's. I heard Mario.
Mario.
That's the difference. Like
The thing is, growing up, I forget how young y'all are, but like growing up, we knew that Omarion, and we knew Mario because some songs that he had, but Omarion was like for years just kept making good songs, and so we thinking, oh, he can dance, he can sing, he good.
Mario?
Yeah,
I mean, not Omarion.
Omarion.
Made hits, yeah.
Yeah, he made hits, and then now we're at the day where it's like you got Omarion and Mario, and I'm thinking, yo, Omarion is gonna kill it.
you fell
You
for
get
the
out
trap.
there and you're like, yo, I didn't realize compared to Mario, he can't sing.
Well, no, the crazy
But-
thing is, like with the verses, if you're on there and you're performing, I just knew Omarion was gonna watch him because he's, you know,
The
got
performer.
served.
Omarion got washed.
Yeah,
no, but that's
exactly.
talking about before the way he thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because we know that he has the hits.
Yeah.
Mario didn't have any hits.
Is
He
it
didn't have
weird
the
to
hits.
say?
He had
And I don't
some,
know
like,
if this
braid
is just
my
because
hair.
of how much I love music. There's not many verses where I thought somebody was gonna get washed. Like if you look at the difference, like if you look at Mario's actual ability, if you look at Mario's mixtapes, which I know is so niche, but there's him singing like "Come Talk to Me" and other stuff, where it's like, oh, this dude is for real.
You see, and we didn't hear stuff.
No, the thing is, I knew Mario could sing, but it's like there's a lot of people out there who can sing really good. But what songs do you have
Nah,
that's gonna
not-
kill
but
somebody?
see, I
That's
think
not
where
always
we
verses
disagree.
though.
What do you mean?
You say there's a lot of people out there that can sing. That's not true.
No, I think that is true.
There's a lot of people that sing.
I mean, think
No,
about
if-
like for
okay,
example,
if
There's a
let me
lot
get-
of people that are famous
you-
right now that
for
can't sing.
example,
sing.
yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is like, for example, Sammy. You know Sammy, right?
Yeah.
Sammy got pipes.
I used to get called Sammy all my
Sammy
life.
got pipes. He wasn't even. He
I know
was. He
that.
was at the verses, but he wasn't even featured as like a big guy. He was
Because
like in
it
a
wasn't
group
about
of.
who can sing. It was about the performance.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I'm saying
yeah.
there's a lot of people like Sammy who can sing, but it's because his songs aren't hitting that he's not going to headline the verses.
But
Okay,
that's
okay,
also
but I'm
the
glad you said
machine
that.
behind you. So I don't think you can blame the artist. And I know that sounds like the cop out, especially for somebody who's made music who hasn't made millions off music. But you can see the visual difference, like, and it's gonna sound like dick riding. But this guy, he stands behind his music and he pushes that shit. I watch other people who have machines behind them not do shit, and you can see the difference between this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if he had that machine, he'd be much bigger. Or if you look at a guy like what's the boy name? Tory Lanez. He's blackballed right now.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez came out with his best albums being blackballed.
Yeah.
Best, like his
Nah,
best work.
say
No,
it.
you're
I
right.
feel like say it's one of
Say it's dope, but
That
if you
shit
go listen
fire.
to was it Playboy Diaries or just Playboy?
What was the mixtape he came out with?
Y'all think he shot her?
Yeah,
No.
he definitely
Nah, he didn't.
I don't think he did.
Oh, we got
don't think he
split
shot her.
room. You say he definitely shot her.
definitely shot.
Why do you say definitely?
I mean, I heard his side of the story, and it was baloney. Then I heard
You
his
ever
side.
you ever been a black man in trouble?
God dang. Go ahead.
I have. And I
No,
just-
so dude, so
Hey,
you
well,
know
tell-
that feeling.
Tell her what happened.
You know that feeling.
just we talked about.
But
it.
think about that
But-
feeling. You're a very good orator. I can see that. Some people, even if I write songs, that doesn't mean I speak to people well.
No, so I got in trouble. And no,
nigga.
I see what you're saying,
Go ahead,
but
take your MAGA hat off.
But you see, look. I'm
So
not
you-
even that authoritative, and look at the hot seat I put you in.
maybe no.
That's
no,
Rock Nation and Megan the Stallion.
He
listen,
met his match.
But no. Listen, because
Look how long
I
you got to
can't-
this.
I can't fight you.
Look
so
how
I'm
long.
gonna-
No,
so I'm
no,
gonna
I
give
won't
you-
even fight you.
I'm gonna give you these
Look,
verbal
look,
hands.
look, no. Give me the verbal hands, but look how hard you had to change your stance. You had to fix your jeans. You had to turn this way. That's how Tory has felt for 2 years.
No, listen.
2 years.
I'm gonna tell you why though. It's because you're
With
putting
no
me-
gun residue.
No, because you're putting me in a position to take up for someone who I don't want to take up for, and I have to be careful with my image because
Why?
Oh, yeah.
No, because I know I have an idea of the type of person that Tory Lanez is, and I get Megan Thee Stallion. So me, you know me, so I'm not gonna just say, "Oh yeah, I believe in Megan," because I'm.
Well,
not,
you did say he definitely
You kind of
shot
just
her.
definitely
I
did
did.
believe in Megan.
But
You looking
You
stallionish.
know,
You
but-
looking stallionish, my
Other way
guy.
around, I
You
would've
looking
said
a
the
little
same thing.
right now.
I would have said the same thing. I like Tory Lanez. I think he's a super talented, but
But he should go to jail for 25 years. Bet.
I don't think he
That's
should
what's
go to
up.
jail for 25
Well,
years
you
at all.
think-
No, I don't think he should go to jail for 25 years.
I feel like she
asshole.
was.
No,
just
I know.
walking. How is she walking if she got shot in the foot? Like, was
she's
she
a
even on
Terminator.
crutches?
Nah, fuck.
See, it's tough. It's tough because I like Megan Thee Stallion, but I think that when you tell the story, like I'm putting myself in that position, it's like I can see what happened, and I think that she should have just left it alone. But then it's kind of like victim blaming.
You
know?
should have left.
I
what,
think she
getting
felt the
shot?
fire.
Do you think she got shot?
She
If she
didn't
got
get-
shot,
she didn't
you
get
can't
shot in
leave
the
that
foot.
alone.
She didn't get shot in the foot.
You think he
think
shot at her?
I think he did shoot at her. Cause that's kind of crazy.
But in the
That's-
car, how you miss in the car?
Have you
So
ever- I mean,
the
you
story
gotta
goes.
Not in a car.
The story
Not a
goes.
person, not a girl. Not
The story
so what's
goes.
the
They
story?
left the car after arguing, which this also entails into the rumors of, oh, Tory was sleeping with Megan and what's her name, Ashley or whatever else. No disrespect to Shorty. I don't know what camera's on. I just don't know who you are. But and that's not. Sorry, that sounds like a dick. But he's sleeping with both. They find out. Kapow pow. Which the gun residue is on. I think it's Meg, the friend, but none ends up on Tory. So that's why some people are like, he couldn't have shot you because you don't get rid of gun residue unless you use, I believe it's like milk or urine or something like that. You don't it don't leave you. It stays on you.
Well, so
I
yeah,
don't know why he
but
know
also,
Come in with shooting
or
every-
urine.
Let me go pee on my hand.
but,
real
but
quick.
they do ballistics and they can find these things out
Mm-hmm.
and it's very effective. So apparently he has his hand out the window, right? And he's shooting at her feet. Like he's not trying to shoot.
I heard he said,
he's not
"Dance,
trying to
bitch."
shoot her. Yeah, exactly. That's what we say in the South. You know, you make
Did-
them dance, shoot at their feet.
Did you
make
see a
'em dance.
video that had
Get
that?
sturdy.
No. So I'm just telling you what Tory's story was and what her story was, and I'm trying to mix the two.
In his story, he said he never did that. Just like in her story, she said she was walking away.
Right. So, but she.
So
but
now
she,
in our other story, it's I seen him shoot at me. I've never seen someone do shit when I was like this. But also, I have multiple sisters who are black and Latina women and Jamaican, because life is life and life. But it's one of those things of, I don't want to come down and say, I don't believe that shit.
So what do you think happened?
I believe it was a large nigga moment. Excuse my language. I believe there was a lot of nonsense happening. I believe Tory was feeling himself because I got hit songs. I'm probably sleeping with one of the baddest women in music right now. I'm probably sleeping with a friend. Probably sleeping with more people. I think everyone was feeling themselves. Somebody had a gun. Somebody may have shot. There's also stories that she kicked out glass. I don't know because I wasn't there, but I don't like the side of everybody treating Tory Lanez like he's the new R. Kelly when we waited 20 years to treat him like R. Kelly.
No, because
we don't know. We all just assume
R. Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, Trey's gone. Trey's gone.
Yeah, he's out here. No, but
Trey was out here. Trey was out here like
that's
walloping women.
That's how it was with R. Kelly. R. Kelly's been doing that.
But
stuff.
we waited 20 years for R. Kelly.
We knew R. Kelly was doing it.
We waited like 5 years for Trey songs.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we all knew.
But you gotta think you're 24.
I didn't know. But
So
that shit's still fire. So what? You don't listen to R. Kelly no more?
No, I still.
I've been sad than a mug, bro. Sex Me is one of the greatest songs ever.
I was listening to Honey Love when I pulled up.
What's
Ain't nothing wrong,
bro? As soon as my mind's telling me no comes on, I go, dang, I gotta cut you off because you definitely talk about a 12-year-old.
Wait a second. Ain't nothing wrong with a little girl.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little girl's booty behind. That's what he's saying. And you got to just flip the song because now you're here. You're hitting a little Johnson's chest roll and you think you smooth, and then he goes, yeah, and she was getting out of 3rd grade, and then you got to cut it because you're stuck.
No, I think music. So
you got to separate the artist from the music, yes.
to.
But it's also one of those things of like, there's been this moment where like I've had this thing where I keep ending up arguing with like women about certain evil men.
Yeah, right. You
don't
can't
argue
do
with
that.
women.
I try not to, but they be catching me. They be like, "Wait a minute, you got Tory Lanez in here?" And I go, "But you got to listen to Don't Walk Away. It's one of the most phenomenal songs I've heard in years. That's you want to shoot a woman, don't you?" I go, "How did we get to here?
Crazy.
I don't want to shoot nobody.
Crazy.
I don't even want to shoot the ones right now. What are you doing? That's why you don't love black women. How did we get to here?
Oh, it gets worse. And then eventually, you gay, your mama black. We can get talking.
Oh, that's why I get like super into just being nonsense now. So like now I just sit in my extra. I'm not gay, but I come off mad gayness. It's cool.
Well, wait, what? I thought we were talking about arguing with women.
Oh no, I love.
No, that's where.
That's where this comes from.
Oh.
If you don't like women, you're gay.
Oh,
Which-
if you
which
don't argue with them,
technically-
what you mean? You
I had to
don't.
think
Yeah,
about
that's. But like you don't gotta argue with women. Like literally, just like don't.
Yeah.
Like when they start
I thought you were gonna
arguing,
say punch 'em.
like nah.
I
But
didn't
no,
know
low key, that the reason I don't
that
argue
works.
with women is because like arguing with a man, it's like at some point you might stop because you know that if it gets
The
too
fate.
heated, you're gonna start fighting. You feel me? With the woman, she's never gonna stop because you're not about to just knock her out. So it's gonna keep going.
Have
so
I
I
not said
just
this 1,000 times?
You gotta leave when you're arguing with a woman like that, though. Because
No, I mean-
they won't stop. They're just gonna keep going and going and going. And even when you stop talking, they're still gonna keep going.
they might go.
Can I
They
tell
go.
y'all
They
why
might
I'm
do more
stupid?
when you
Why I'm
stop
stupid?
talking.
Go ahead, tell us.
So certain women that I know, they make music, art, and other things. So I get into my artist brain. I'll be having like artist conversations with them, and then like some of them, they don't get into that weird like how dare
Mansplaining?
you vibe of like you don't know what it's like being a woman. And I go, I've had this penis my whole life, so of course I don't know what it's like being a woman. There are some things where I empathize because, like I said, I'm a mad amount of sisters. I help certain women write music and other things like that, so I've seen their point of view. But then I've also been there where like a girl has flipped our entire breakup. Like I dated a chick who's like now she's a psychologist. I had to go through all that learning.
You argued with a psychologist
No,
woman?
no, I didn't argue.
school?
I just got murdered.
It's like trying to fight.
I just got murdered to the point
right?
where like I found out how ain't shit I was as I dated her, and I was like, yo, I just want to love you, but
Nah, she
you
ga-
show
she
right. Like
gaslit you.
we'll be in regular. Like you know how they be like, oh, you gaslit me. I know what that term was. I was on
same way.
fire for like years.
And then
I
she
was
got
like
gaslit.
to the point where like she was like, and that's why I'm cheating on you. And I go, bitch, how did we get here?
Whoa.
I was like, how did we get to this?
She
I'm over here.
justified cheating on you.
And I'm over there. I'm like, damn.
Jada
like,
Pinkett
to the point
Smith
where I was
type
Jedi
shit.
mind tricked, and I was like, damn.
She
like now,
gaslit you?
I was on fire. She didn't gaslit me. There was no gas. I was combustion, nigga. I was stuck. I was stuck to the point where like the next time I was getting some pussy, I was sitting down and I was like, bro, like, am I cheating now or if
They would throw you
I was
off.
fucked up. I was fucked up to the point where like I was hard and I was looking at him. I was like, bro, you can't do this to us. And he was like, nigga, what you mean? And I was like, You right, get in that hole. But yeah, but back to just the creative women. I've run into the argument of where I talk about like great things from creative people. Like even like I can distance. Like I love a good racist person being great at something, and then I go, no, take your drink. I understand it's something you probably hate, but like someone being racist, like Walt Disney, terrible person. Nigga made Disney. He still made Disney.
See, I get in trouble for saying stuff like that. I was talking about Hitler and the Volkswagen. And
I mean,
we got mad Nazi stuff that we still just got around today.
Well, what were you saying about Hitler? What were you saying about Hitler?
Just the Volkswagen and how the technology for the car came out during that time.
Yeah, it was like how he was like.
Bro, do you like NASA?
He was revolutionary.
NASA is from the freaking Nazis.
Yeah. But I mean, no, Hitler was
can't
revolutionary,
fight, like,
bro.
He's the reason we have seatbelts.
Like all the shit that he did, like
I didn't know that.
It's not here to like fucking give him hype and shit.
I didn't know that, but I love
revolutionary.
Yep. Case in point, the dude that murdered like all of the Congo.
Who?
What's his name?
All the Congo?
Like he murdered mad people in the Congo for like rubber. That's a good point, huh? None of us know his name. His name's like Leopold something or Leopold II. Don't nobody know his name. We pick and choose evil motherfuckers all over the place.
For coke?
Stalin?
Yeah.
But it's like you can't. And this is the worst.
Y'all remember Coney?
Whatever happened with that shit?
Exactly.
2012, Coney 2012. I remember that.
We pick and choose.
Like, and everything. I don't know.
Or something?
We don't even know.
It's kidnapping people or something.
It's you know one thing I realized too. I'm not realized. It's been years and everybody should know it by now. When you get older, you should pick up on stuff like this. But like the news will pick and choose what things they want to highlight. Like for example, remember on TikTok that girl that went missing, and how they just like blew it up like, oh, this girl's missing and we don't know where she is, and then her boyfriend, we think he has something to do, and they were just on that for like weeks.
I think it's Belgium and Congo.
And then something else happened and they were on that for weeks. And then
look at that number.
Russia and Ukraine started happening and they're on that for weeks. It's like they need something new to talk about. It's like dropping a new album. I need this album to be hyped this week, so I'm gonna talk about it as much as possible. So that's what the news do. All they do is just jump on different things, and
it's all propaganda.
I want us to all take a second and look at that number and look at that man.
10 million people.
That's a lot of people.
You ain't heard nothing about a Leopold yet.
Nah.
What's his name?
That's bodies. Like
how long do you guys usually run these?
Like an hour or 2 hours.
Okay.
It just depends how good the conversation is.
Okay, where?
Yeah.
I'm making sure. I saw the timer there, so I was like,
we just want to make sure we know when to take a break.
Okay.
We good.
You do intermissions and shit? What you mean?
Oh, we got
for real.
A little thing here. It stops at like 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So we try to stop it around there.
Okay.
But also working with his editing.
We jump right in. Tell the people what you do though.
All
what both of y'all do.
Well, my name's Semaj Sinclair. I'm here with my man's Chavi. You need like a nickname.
Oh, in rap I came up with the weirdest nicknames possible, so I just dumbed it down to my childhood nickname. Like at one point I was the Africanicus Romanticus. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much.
Too much.
All right, so it's the Africanicus Romanticus, whatever.
Yeah. So like I was.
What is your whole name?
Oh, Chavois.
First name.
That's my first name.
French.
That's enough right there. That's why it just turns down to Chavi. Because I had teachers stop and they go, "Oh, your name's so beautiful." I go, "But you ain't said it right in a year."
But yeah, we here.
I like that.
We're both musicians. We're both fighters. That's actually what got us here today. You were asking a little bit about that story.
Yeah, I want to know.
So let's go. Let's run through it. So you
tell your side.
I am the. You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm the future bantamweight champion of the world. So I was just posting about that.
The sassiness to the left.
Yeah, the sassiness to the left. I was posting about that. And, pretty good video. Got a lot of views, a lot of attention on it. A lot of love, a lot of support. Some people, got a little hater energy to it.
A little stallionish.
So I saw this old dude commenting on my video. Talking, and I'm like, usually when people comment, I'm like, let me see what it is. Usually it's like a kid or something, but I was like, oh, it's an adult. Like I could actually say something back, you know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, he's an older gentleman too. So I was like, he coming with jokes.
Senior citizen card.
I'm gonna come with jokes too, you know what I mean? And I guess after a couple of jokes, it went to, we could fight. You can come on the podcast.
Who said that?
Here it is. So
gentleman over here.
His video said it was like, future
fastest hands on TikTok.
Yeah, he said fastest hands on TikTok. All I said was, those are the fastest skeeter bites I ever seen. Because it's mosquito bites.
You said fastest skeeter bites?
Fastest skeeter bites. Just they fast, but they don't look like they're doing.
Oh, you have videos on there of you fighting?
It was a video on TikTok.
No, it was just me hitting a punching bag, just doing some drill work,
And I was like,
he said,
fastest skeeter bites I ever seen.
uh-huh.
Like 3 hours later, I get on TikTok and I see like 10, 15 comments on all my videos. He was
I
killing
said about
me.
like 6. I was just, basically, I was like, oh, he's old and bald. Like yeah, I got time today. I got like 10 minutes.
He got the right one today.
Old and bald.
It was funny because he got on there. He was like,
Go down. That one. Yeah, that one. This is the one.
So you seen this guy and you was like, let me talk trash about him?
You know I do that on TikTok all the time.
Oh, is that my man's right there?
That's you. Oh, that's
It's
me.
me.
Oh, keep going. Here go the
He
comments.
look like somebody.
He said-
trying
He
to
said,
be
how old are you? You look like somebody.
hip. I am a dad, not
Yeah.
trying to be hip, and I don't have a hairline.
Because he was like somebody dad trying to be hip. Where your hairline at, bro? And I was like, I am a dad. I'm not trying to be hip,
He
and I don't
already
have a
forever.
hairline.
Can't
Oh,
shoot him.
well,
Head's
see,
not fast,
people.
though.
That's people adding on. You can't put him in the comments.
Oh,
That's
you was
people
getting
getting on you. You getting heated up. That's your fault.
So he said that, and then I went to his page, made a couple jokes,
Yeah.
and then that's when he brought up
I replied,
the
I
fight
replied.
podcast.
Because the thing is, like, I didn't know how mad he was or whatever. And I was like,
I was gonna mess with y'all about something, but
Bro,
I'm
look at
On the-
how dope his TikTok was, fighting and stuff. And then look at yours, like what Tay did.
I'm gonna say one thing. It's no disrespect. Why my man not following you? And y'all cool. Like, I'm offended, low-key. Oh, okay. I was kind of hurt. I was like, yo, the loyalty in here. I
I
don't
was
know if I'm
confused.
feeling no
Who is that? Is that you?
That's
in the
Jet
profile
Jackson.
picture?
That's Jet Jackson.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
the famous Jet Jackson. Yeah.
You know why?
He's 24.
You know why I
he
did
missed
that?
it by a couple years.
Oh, you don't know
He
Jet
passed.
Jackson. So the reason I got famous Jet Jackson on there is because when Disney Plus came out, that's the first show I expected to see. And to this day, they still don't have him on there. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep all my profile pictures as the famous Jet Jackson until somebody puts his shows out there somewhere. Cause
Well, why are they not on there?
I don't know. I mean, his shows were one of the greatest shows on Disney, and they don't have him on.
Is
on
it
anything.
because of the nature in which he?
I don't know. He has some great stuff, especially like when he talk about like being black and American and stuff.
Why would we support?
He was basically the black Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Or Miley Cyrus is
Yeah,
a white famous.
Hannah Montana. Yeah, he was a black version of that
mean,
before
if
it came.
Raven and Taina, because they actually sang and did other stuff. Closer to Ken. If you look, Taina
but
was
Raven wasn't
Spanish.
famous.
No,
She
no,
was a
no.
Nickelodeon. What do you mean?
He's talking about the
Raven wasn't famous?
No. I mean, in the
He's talking
the
about this show.
Oh,
Hannah
okay.
Montana
The
was
character.
like,
Oh, okay.
was
I
like
was-
her playing two different characters, a
Okay.
famous version and then a normal life version.
I thought
Jackson
you meant
was
just
that
shows
before that
being
even happened.
closer to a Ken. Yeah, Jet
No,
Jackson,
no.
he was the TV show star. And
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay,
That show
I
was
get it.
great, and
The-
it's not
It was.
streaming on anything.
And then it's like Hannah Montana came in and just took his
That was
stuff
like
and ran with
a
it.
decade later.
Yeah.
Maybe
She key and
more.
killed him.
Key and Field him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is hilarious to me. I did not think I was gonna be here talking about Hannah Montana. Talking like, especially
Oh, no.
thinking I'm calling you old, and I'm like, yeah, we're really talking about Hannah Montana right now.
No, but look, so what happened was after he was commenting on my videos, I was like, I don't know if he really mad or what. So I just commented. I was like, bro,
Trying
you really
to fight me.
I was like, bro, you really mad? I mean, we can talk about it. I got a podcast, or we can fight.
So you put all the sauce in this, and now
All
you
the
laughing.
sauce.
Good,
But what's
man.
crazy? How much do you weigh?
Right now, probably like 213.
He weighed 213. Telling someone who's saying I'm the future bantamweight champion, let's fight. What? Come on, bro.
Listen, my thing is, we could talk.
What
or
does
we can
bantam
fight.
mean?
That's like
Bantamweight, my weight class is 135. So he saw a video of me on the internet saying I'm gonna fight at 135, and he weighs 216 pounds and said, "Well, we could fight if you making jokes about me." And I was like,
Nah.
How tall
"I
are you?
pull up."
Then on top of that,
5'6".
I
You
didn't
took that
know
the wrong way.
because you brought like there were like 6 other comments. I looked and like most of them weren't him. You just got
No,
ate
I
up
went
No,
to
no,
his
he's talking about
video.
he's talking about
Yeah, I
my
went to.
videos.
I just roasted
Okay.
him on
Yeah,
his.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about the sauce and I looked at the wrong guy and I thought you were somebody totally else. There's another like larger white guy that I was expecting, and then I saw you. I was like literally, I came up and I was like, oh, they're all black. Oh wow,
Nah.
it's the brotherhood. Like I was,
What have you done though, fighting wise? Like you train? Like I saw a video of you kicking and falling. I saw like the only
Yeah, he
video
came ready,
online
didn't
of
he?
you
But
training.
we can do a montage. If we can
Or
get
you
ready.
or I have only seen fails.
He got hit by a car.
in complete honesty,
I could take a hit. We can say that.
I wouldn't want that for you. So it's more of the accumulation because he's not a straight out and out knockout fighter. Accumulation of punches to me has shown to be like worse over the time. And that's not me like being any way. That's just I wouldn't want that for anybody.
You know what I think about you as a and this is just my first impression as a trainer. I think that you're one of your biggest like you're very positive. Like the way you're talking about him, it's like you're so proud of him, and like everything you have to say is just so positive.
Oh no, he'll tell me. He'll be like straight up. You know what I mean?
Oh no, so if you're doing something wrong, I'll tell you. Like all of you
imagine.
guys have a great setup here. You guys literally came to work. I think this all came off of a reaction, and I find that to be the funniest thing. But it's still beautiful how it came together. You ended up getting ate up at the bottom of that comment. It wasn't even bad. But even now, as you're sitting here, I think you're a diabolical mastermind, and you were just like, "I'm just gonna bullshit and see what the fuck happens."
In a way,
I think none of this. I think you probably weren't even like serious about it. And one, you thought, "Oh, he's 130." I think you knew for a fact he's smaller than you, and you were like, "Even if he gets on me, fuck it." Like, but you, like, it was one of those.
To be honest, my first thought was like, you know, I do this all the time. I get on TikTok and make funny comments and stuff. And then when you started coming back and get me, I was like, okay, he's going to roast. That's cool. And then I just kept reading them. I was like, you know, we can fight if you want to.
Well, when you saw that, do you feel confident?
Well, it's not like I'm confident I can beat him.
I don't think you can.
I feel like I can stay in the ring with him.
See, you guys are great friends. Like, you guys are so positive around each other. We're toxic.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I think you'll lose.
There's nothing wrong with being toxic. I think you need at least one toxic friend.
I like everybody you
like.
bring
I like
on.
when certain people hate me. There's certain people I know.
Too.
Like there's a dude.
That's why I'm here.
There's
That energy.
Hey, me and you, bro. Somebody has to be the heel. Somebody has to be.
So what?
the heel wrestling
The heel?
terms.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody you have to
That's
have
like
the guy
Kobe
that is the bad
Kobe
guy.
Covington. Got to be the heel. That's why he got his man.
Perfect
Kobe
level
Bryant.
of almost racism. I love it. It's delicious.
Yeah, look at Kobe Bryant.
Perfect
Oh, yeah.
level. Everyone hates me, but no one actually hates me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how I
Kobe
was.
and Mike would make up stories in their head. When I learned that, I was like, "Oh, I'm not crazy."
Oh, bro, and Michael be talking about.
I took that
So-and-so-
personally.
My man made up a story in his head. Was like, I took that personally.
He said that documentary. He was like, "Nah, it never happened." And poor Scott Burrell, like he butchered him his whole life. He never did anything wrong.
But I think you're very integral to what this is, because I can, even without like knowing too much about you, I can probably already tell he'll say something and you'll be in the back like, "That's bullshit," and then that's just what y'all got to deal with.
We go like we'll have a guest on here. It's happened like 2 times before.
If we ever have a female
they
on
be
there,
trying
it's
to
gotta
say
be-
something and we be arguing back and forth. We don't even care about that anymore. We just going back and forth arguing about
That's
nothing.
good as long as I'm assuming you're the mediator.
Nah, he just sit back.
Oh,
and
you
don't
just
say
sit in the
nothing.
back because you been
Jamie.
chilling like a mug.
He's
I
Jamie.
think if y'all can
He's
have
Jamie?
Yeah.
You know, you watch your road?
yeah. He's the one with the facts and everything.
Fingers.
Yeah. I was seeing. I saw him like googling what we talking about. I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
that's what's up.
But I think your setup is really good for the two of y'all because you're the devil on the shoulder. I don't know if you're the angel
That's
per
why we have
se.
the
You might be
position.
like the
I play
regular
defense.
dude
I
who
play
be like,
defense.
he'll be like, "Yo, hit that nigga." You be like, "You could hit him."
That's why we have you positioned this
The
way.
thing
Like
is-
we want to be this way.
It has to be like that.
Yeah.
The thing is too, like I'm like I'm here for the chaos. I always say that I'm here for the
I
chaos.
want to see you guys fight. I mean,
I like to be a good guy, but like if chaos happens in front of me, I'll pull out my phone and scream World Star.
yeah.
You have a pretty good build, so I think you probably be able to hold up. He just knows more than you, and I think that's the detriment. Now
I also don't get tired.
Yeah,
I hear
I've
that.
put him through crazy
So
workouts.
the funny thing is, when I thought about what it realistically looked
You
like,
can come train with
fighting
us. You want to come train with us and get some sparring?
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
We-
No,
we-
this is a little invite.
No, I'm saying, yeah. I mean, I brought him
Oh,
here
he'll
so
do
we
it,
can figure out how to set that up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because my thought was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure he's in better shape. He knows more about striking and definitely more stuff on the ground and grappling and all that stuff. I just copy video games and TV.
Which
Well,
is
you got size. That's
it's possible to work, but it's one of those things of like I size people up, not even in like an evil way, but I have game plans before I even do anything, even if it's not for me. So even when we shook hands, I kind of like get my scan of you, and I already have an idea of what I want.
That's
him
why I
to
didn't
do
shake
to
your
you or
hand when
what
I
I
came
do.
in.
Well, I don't need to shake your hand.
We said the same thing. We do the
What-
same thing. It's
what
like
do we-
every man sizes up every
Wait,
man,
well,
and we
okay, I
know.
was going to ask where you get that from.
Honestly speaking, it just kind of happened for me.
Okay.
But it's one of those things. I think every man has the ability to do it. I think we turn it off because of society.
Yeah.
But I don't do it in a maliceful way. Like,
wait, what do you mean?
just gotta
Every
know.
man, the
I think
ability to
every
what?
man knows the idea of protecting themselves and knowing if I got to
It's
fight.
embedded
I'll
in
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Everyone.
Look,
That's why I think
So,
men and
me-
women have that difference. While women are like, I smack the shit out of you, and you'll never hear a
Exactly.
dude
And they
say
don't-
that unless he's never fought.
Exactly. So I say I joke a lot, but it's like every man in this room knows who can beat us, who can't beat us, and who we can stand a chance with. And when we're taught to shake hands, look a man in the eye, and give a firm handshake, right? That's all sizing up.
I don't gotta be firm.
Yeah. When I was
They say do a firm. 'cause
I personally give bitch handshakes just to check to see what they do.
how hard they squeeze
but
you.
No,
look,
just to see if you want to punk me. I'll just because I'm in that weird
But
range
is
of
that-
size where
if-
people try to punk me.
okay,
If
but
you
think
give
about that
that- if you-
mentality though.
if you give
your
that
mentality is saying, you're still checking them though,
If-
because you know you have a power
Yeah.
that you. Yeah.
if you give that limp handshake, what reaction do you get?
If you're nice enough to let me recheck my hands, I'll give myself reasons to not take certain things that you say a little offensive to be offensive. If you I'll go out of your way
And
to
you try
keep
to
me as a
squeeze it.
bitch, I'll go, oh,
I see where we're going.
Okay,
So my
I'll-
thing,
I'll let you foul
That's
up.
my thing
diabolical
is-
in a way,
So
though.
for me,
My father's Puerto Rican Dominican from the South Bronx. My mother's Liberian from DC. I got my ass whooped all the time. And then my parents broke up. I didn't see my father for years. Granted, we'd call and talk, but like there's a large portion of my time where I was just figuring shit out. Where like I'm in South Florida. I can't speak Spanish, but I have these little Spanish kids next to me because they're my siblings. And niggas are like, "Negrito," and I'm like, "What? There's a nigga in there. How did we get to this?" Where like I had to hide under a Cuban girl's bed because she was giving me some osh gosh bagosh, and then I got to hide from her
Oh my
dad.
gosh.
And then he's huge and he's chasing me and I don't have all my clothes and I put on her bad girl t-shirt and my shorts and I got braids at the time, so I look like a whole gay thought and I'm trying to get away, but he's gonna kill me. And then later he saw me when I got some size because I've been lifting weights and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready now.
Yo,
But at the time I was terrified. Those things build you. So I look at situations to take care of myself, and then your life experiences make you whatever you are. So my fighting style deals with the fact that I learned to break dance a little bit, or the fact that I've read the Jeet Kune Do books, or the fact that I'm just a crazy kid. The same way with when I break down music. Everything comes in together. Now, does it always work? No, but I'm willing to crash and burn and fail. The same thing I do with women, or did with women.
What were you trying to say though about the whole size up thing?
Well, I was leading to my question was, does size matter?
Sometimes.
In fighting,
Yeah.
it definitely plays a part. Does it matter overall? Like he says, sometimes
it's
equal experience. Yes, it matters pound for pound. Experience matters overall. I would say. You know what I mean?
like you got these super buff dudes. They can step to you and won't be able to do anything because they never thrown a punch before in their life. Now they have power. If they hit you clean,
know how to
they
use
can
it.
knock you out. But as far as like you knowing how to slip a punch, how to take them down and things like that, they won't be able to touch you.
I feel like most people, if you don't fight, realistically, you have about a minute and 45 seconds in you.
Before you get winded.
That's what I was
A
gonna
minute
say.
and 45
so
seconds.
I think that time is too
my
long.
thing was
Yeah.
my
I
thing
think you
was
got less than a
if
minute.
we get into
Yeah.
a ring together,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely go down because I'd be gassed before you would. That's what I was thinking. If we ever realistically got into a ring and just started going at it, you would definitely outlast.
I was
I
thinking
think
the
you'd
same
end up
thing
getting
because
a false knockdown.
I was thinking the same thing because of your geriatric tendencies and whatnot. But
Listen, that's offensive. I don't even know what that means.
it's old.
Old. Yeah. You forget stuff when you get older. That's cool.
Yeah, I honestly because that's what I told him. I was like, he's a big dude, but I think if it goes past like 2 minutes, I don't think he's
I
still
don't need
there.
my CPAP machine after that.
All the surgeries. You've had surgeries, haven't you?
Nah, I probably broke some stuff, but I never got anything.
What'd you break?
I messed up my ankle real bad. My elbow was messed. I have a inflamed nerve here that goes to my finger. So like my funny bone is really sensitive. I can do this and it'll shoot up in my funny bone.
Sheesh.
Probably cracked
We're
cranium
old, man.
somewhere.
Heart problems, knee surgery.
Oh, my knees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna tear
Panifasciitis.
Achilles if we get in the ring.
It's not even a joke. Like, hey.
was trying not to be disrespectful, and as he was going through it, he was like, "Yeah, my arthritis." And then he was like right under my left butt cheek. I have like a muscle spasm that happens, and it makes it look like I'm walk twerking. And
the sciatic nerve will make you look like you walk twerking. You laugh now, but listen, man.
No. I got bad body problems, but there's some of the stuff that he's talking about. I was like, yo, why are you asking people to fight if you can't fucking close your hand? Like,
if you can't
close your hand to ball a fist. Like, you literally got.
You can't even do that.
Like, it is not. I was trying my best not to laugh, but as you went through some of the ailments, and he was just like, yeah, they're like. Sometimes my toes just stop working.
How would you feel if you had to like get into a fight? Like you can joke about this, but if you're in the street and you say the wrong thing, or somebody's just having a bad day and you're forced to fight, what do you do? Is it flight or fight?
Let's take a break real quick, but I'll answer that question when we get back.
You and I, girl, it's the world against you and I. We only know how to ride or die. I'd kill for you, or commit suicide. Girl, I'm so glad that you in my life. Everything's better since you arrived. But damn it, that attitude kills my vibes. But baby, I care about you all the time. Oh, baby, you make me feel loco. Baby, you make me feel loco. Baby, you make me feel loco. I'ma love you so much, me feel loco. Baby, you make me feel loco. Baby, you make me feel loco. Baby, you make me feel loco. I'ma love you so much, me feel loco.
What was the question you asked him right before we got off?
Yeah.
You have to remember that stuff, man.
Y'all smoke weed?
No.
He's old, man.
You wanted him to be truthful about something.
We had to take a break. I had to take.
Was it
I had
him
to drop a
fighting?
deuce.
You used that bidet?
Yeah, I used to be there. I did.
Oh,
Sometimes
you got in it?
I saw it. I never used one. What that shit feel like? Like the water cold?
You can get warm ones, but cool don't even matter.
Every guest that comes in here, man, just do it. You don't have to ask.
Oh, I ain't even got to use the bathroom, but I'm scheming.
Yeah,
I don't even. I thought about it, but I was like, I don't even know how this shit work. I'm not trying to go out there with a wet spot on me or something.
No, I said the same thing when I first did it. It's like
it wouldn't even be a walk of
shame. Did it feel a little gay? Did it feel a little gay?
No, it doesn't.
No,
it's not like
that's what I was afraid of. I was like, it's gonna feel like I'm being penetrated, but you do it once
Why
you realize.
You gotta be scared of stuff like that.
Being
like,
penetrated?
I wasn't.
No, think about how you. So take your point before you said anything about penetration. If you look as a man, you gotta like be worried about everything coming off as gay.
I wasn't worried. I was curious. Did it feel a little gay? Just wanted.
But why do we even get? You know you're not gay.
But did it feel like I know I'm not
like
gay, but I also never had nothing like fiddle in my butthole. You know,
high school, and then like when I tell certain people, they go, it's kinda gay.
Musicals are not the same as like something like squirting your butthole.
Would you swap spit with a man like straight up tongue?
Nah, but
why?
It's just not for me. No, it's not a gay thing. It's
personally
personally not for me.
For what? For fun?
Yeah, just to do it.
But, no. In all honesty, I'll say it's just not for me. Like I don't have anything wrong with gay people. It's just all that shit's just not for me.
You know what's crazy? I cut people off. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You know what's crazy
fun.
is that the farther we go into society, like the older we get, and the more advanced we get, and the more progressive we get. Why do heterosexual men have to feel like we have to have this? We have to portray ourselves a certain way so that we're not gay?
Because we
I
lost.
don't understand that.
Huh?
We lost.
Oh, we are.
I mean,
that's
you said
no. We
lost.
lost. No, we lost.
Oh, you're saying
we already did.
We lost. We've been lost.
How so? Why
We've been lost.
Are you saying we're lost? We're like
No. We lost the race.
We took it.
We lost.
How so?
Yeah,
we lost the race. All men have lost the race.
How?
It's just what it is.
What do you know?
What race?
I mean,
Just-
Talk to me. Talk to me.
No,
I don't think we lost the race.
We're talking about like the actual power dynamic of the world. It's like a 1%. Like it's like the small percentage of men that run the world. Yes, but as far as like what people actually like, everybody kind of controls that. Like right now, there's so many different groups you can find success. So I think everybody can possibly find success. But men as a whole, we don't like supporting each other. Women don't like supporting each other either. But there's enough of a mix in between. Like hating is so much easier than supporting your friend. I can just not like your shit and then not say anything. But now, case in point with your comment. No offense to you, I ain't have to say shit. You can just be like, damn, the mosquito bites and shit in the back of your head. But it's so much easier to comment and go, man, fuck them little ass punches.
I get what you're
but
saying.
That's basically what you did.
Well, I get what you're saying. Me doing that was different, but I get exactly what you're saying. For some people, it's just like, you know, like
I just want
you
to
don't
put you in the
have
hot seat.
you don't have anything going on, so it's easier to hate what that person's doing because they do have something going on.
Which is surprising because you have something going on.
Well, the thing is, that's not.
But you
why
did
I
it because you're a diabolical genius.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on, bro.
I
I feel like we're kind of getting off. How are men losing as a whole still? How did we lose the race?
I'll set you up.
What is that race?
Because society says that we're in a patriarchal society, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in men make all the decisions, and we make it so that it's easy for us to live.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do that. Like this isn't what's being said. I mean, it is what's being said, but we also put in the work to make it that way.
Well, the men before us made it harder for the women, and then we kind of.
But none of us in this room have anything to do with that.
Right, and was that our intention? And if we reset the playing field, do you think it would change?
I think men will always kind of have that. It'll always be that way because there's so many jobs that men will do that women just are not willing to do that just have to get done.
Exactly.
So like men
So
are
again,
always going to make more money.
So is that our fault?
No, not at all.
So it almost makes us feel like the white guy.
If you got a black mom, I think that statement isn't the same thing because I feel like most moms will get out there and do some crazy ass jobs.
No.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because
like,
they're
how
moms.
many, like, when you think of, like, a garbage man, you don't really think about women. When you think about a plumber, when you think about electrician, all these things that you literally need for your house, for sustainability of, like, just the world.
Somebody has to do it. Yeah. And they don't get paid a lot because if they do, then there's the argument that,
Some of them
they do get paid a
Some of
lot.
them get paid well.
The thing is, it's not a glorious job.
They
just don't get.
It's not a glorious job.
Yeah.
They should get paid a lot more. Like the guy that
Have you seen how much plumbers get paid?
Yeah, I get that, but
Like $50 an hour.
I know, but
And they can make their own hours.
but that's the same amount of money that a secretary makes.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Maybe in a small percentage.
A female who has a master's degree is going to make the same as a plumber.
No, they don't.
So
Listen, I know people who
But
have master's degree.
that's interesting that what you're
we're
comparing,
all
though,
forgetting small
because-
percentages too, and you're totally.
Well, hold
right.
on, yeah, because what about like it's interesting what you're comparing a plumber. I'm guessing a plumber that doesn't have an education pass
Right.
what he does,
Right.
but someone with their masters, you know what I mean? Because if you're leveling the playing field, a man and a woman with their masters, what are they getting paid? But I guess that's the
Well,
argument.
yeah, that's how we level the playing field because those are the same jobs as equal.
I want to give him his credit. I don't know if anybody else does. Bruh has been on it. Anytime we
Jimmy
go with
be on
something,
it.
he be like, hey,
Cause
nigga, in 2010, when I was losing, he's been finding it.
Yeah.
Like, bruh could probably find out the exact day I lost my virginity if he looked on there because he's been all right, nigga.
If I had him do it, he would do it.
I feel like he could. I feel like he find the girl and everything, and I'd have to say hi and shit and it'd be awkward.
Hey, we got old buddy last time.
Yeah,
we was like, wait a second, she lives in New York, in North Carolina.
We did. Found some dirt on his old girl
That's crazy.
last time.
Because he's been on it. Like, nigga, I said Leopold, and he was like, click, 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 click. Leopold killed 10
I think
million people.
I think he's just trying to impress you guys. Cause normally he'd be, I'd be like,
We be getting
Well, shit,
on
he got me. Like,
I'm
honestly
impressed,
speaking,
too.
I want to get this nigga a job. Like, I'm about to start a podcast right now because I'm like, I can trust him.
Hey, don't you have a podcast?
I do.
What's going on with that?
We shoot every probably about once a week. I got the Dropouts podcast. I'll be having rappers on, producers.
Is
I'm
it
trying to
just-
get some like OnlyFans girls, some thoughts.
we got to get more females on here, bro.
I
Thoughts
can
or
probably get in
females?
touch with this girl. She just,
They're all the
there's-
same. We got to get.
there's a girl who plays basketball. She just moved to South Carolina. Listen,
I don't want a basketball.
no, I'm saying. I mean,
Hold up, she can't be a thought and play basketball?
We
You're
want
just
eye
diminishing
candy.
what she
We
can
know, we
possibly
want
do.
no,
eye candy.
she is
Not
eye
saying she
candy though.
is.
She could be bad. She's not a
There's
thought.
a lot of TikTok basketball girls who are eye candy.
Brittany Renner was a soccer
Are you-
Instagram girl at one point.
What's the
You
vibe
forget
you're
that.
going for with the
She
girls
was
on
what?
She
here?
played
We're just-
soccer with her
he wants
boyfriend.
to
She
get,
wasn't just sexy and naked all the time. She was clothed.
Like their perspective on
Oh,
different
Brittany
things
Renner.
that he
Okay, I
thinks.
thought she was talking about.
Not Brittany Griner. She's in
yeah.
jail.
She's in prison.
Yeah.
Russian prison.
Yeah,
the worst kind.
she's gone.
What's her-
She's in the man prison too.
They
She wanted to be a man so bad.
they want to give her they want us to trade what was it, the Merchant of Death for Brittany Griner.
I don't remember.
The
Yeah.
merch-
And I think that's
What
like
does that
that's
even
such an
mean?
unfair trade. And they're like, well, we give you this other dude who is he's kind of like your like John Wick type of guy, and it's like, but like that's the Merchant of Death.
See,
That's so unfair. We don't have a Russian basketball player we can send back
But
or
listen,
something.
listen.
like a
Is
trade,
this-
like an
hey,
actual.
Like
trade?
literally, I could be like, yo,
But is this
Luca,
not-
Free
you
some
can have
salary
Luca. I
cap?
know he's not Russian, but
But
like, I
listen-
can have Luca.
Is this not the equality
Sorry,
they were
Luka.
looking for though?
This is what they want. And, they're putting her in a man's prison too. So these guys are gonna be getting all.
What if she was like the G up there? What if she was punking like dudes? She's like, give me a motherfucking.
Yeah, I heard her talk when she was giving her like her plea or whatever, pleading guilty.
No.
Her voice is deeper than mine. It's crazy. It's scary how
You would
deep
think
her voice is.
Was it like
soften up.
was it scary deep or was it like sultry deep? What type?
It was a kind of deep. Like if you was in the dark room and she said something behind you, you get scared.
I like how you respect the difference because there is a difference.
There is like there's certain girls who like they have like the type of voice that most guys don't like, but I can hear like the nice little like women twitch, like the little raspy cute.
I
hear that.
like that.
Like it's
That's
like
not
full-
wrong. I like that.
Like
It's a
like
little.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Tara Reid is a good
Tara
pick.
Reid.
Yeah.
You said Miley Cyrus?
I like Miley Cyrus.
I don't
voice.
like that. It's a little bit too raspy. Like
She
smokes
hurt my
cigarettes.
feelings by immediately like there's this weird thing that like people do when they turn like I love black people and then they turn into like I'm sorry my great white demographic, I'm going right back to country.
She did that.
And it's like this weird thing. Like even Justin Timberlake did it with the album cover, and then he still had black people music inside in between certain stuff.
Yeah, that weird one when he was in the woods.
Yeah, and it was like, bro, black people don't be in the woods, so you know we're not coming with you there. How do you get to that?
Yeah.
Like, but he has like a summertime jam song that like he has like banjos and everything on. That I was like, I like this, but then it's like I can't trust you now, Justin. And you was ripping out black women titties and not holding them down.
MGK.
Ripping out black. Wait, what?
Janet Jackson, the
He
Super
wasn't
Bowl,
born
he
when
ripped
that
out her
happened.
titty. No, he was born, but he was little.
He ripped out her
We were
titty?
little. Yeah, he
Dang,
just.
how old were you when that happened?
I was mad young, but he
mean,
might
how
have been just born a couple years right
Bro,
behind.
I didn't even.
I
know.
feel like I
I
was
didn't
a
even know
grown
that
man
happened.
when
I
that
felt
No,
happened.
like
you
that
weren't.
too.
Nigga,
You
that
saw
was
that?
the early 2000s.
You
What
saw her
year was
titty
that?
You
and
were a
everything.
kid.
What year?
Yeah, we watched. Well, it was the Panthers.
Go
in the
ahead,
Super
Jimmy,
Bowl,
what
so we
year was
watched
it?
live.
Yeah.
Damn, you saw Janet Jackson titties live.
It was a nipple.
Yeah.
There was a cover.
Wow.
You know how girls have the covers
was-
when they go out now.
There's a
It
name
was back
for
when.
it.
I don't know the name.
A pasty?
I got regular.
A titty cover.
Pasty.
Wait, what'd you say?
Pasty.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Wasn't it like
That's
a,
how cool he is.
Titty
like
cover.
Yeah.
It was a star. Like a
Yeah, it was
moon
like a star. I thought it was like a
But that
piercing
was
or
enough
something.
at that time. We wasn't
Oh,
seeing
like she
titties.
was cool with it.
I think they planned it. It had
Titties
to
weren't
be.
carte
Yeah, it
blanche
was
back
planned.
then.
That's kind of sick.
She was cool with it, but it
What
was
year was
planned,
that?
and he just backed up from it.
He was like
He was
titty.
just like,
He's like, oops.
and you're the guy that pulled the titty out.
And he would just come like getting big.
Yeah.
And Janet was like, Janet was done at that time.
It was a way for her
She
to
wasn't
stay
done,
relevant.
but she wasn't Janet Jackson.
She wasn't making.
She wasn't
Janet
Miss
moves.
Jackson if you call me nasty type.
Yeah.
I said that completely wrong, but it works.
Yo, I'm very interested in the views
That
you
was-
got.
it was
I want to
04.
hear more
I
about
was in
them.
ninth grade.
I feel like they're out of
15,
pocket, and I
14,
want to
you
know.
were
ninth grade.
I want to know
Yeah,
what you. I want to know.
you're
What are your
older
thoughts on women? How do you feel about women overall?
I love them.
Honestly, I honestly love women.
I can tell you
really
do.
do.
You just
I
don't
really do.
give any. Like,
Wait, go ahead.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
just
I'll
there's
let you go
there's
back.
so much hostility. It's like I'm constantly on social media and I see what women are posting and it's like, y'all hate us.
I actually, it's funny. I said that to my girl the other day because like some shorties really do like hate men. You know, me and my shorty. Well, like we talk to other shorties and shit like that. And just in that, a lot of times we meet girls who also like girls, but sometimes like a part of that is just like, yo, they just have this like burning hatred for men.
Yeah.
For like, and it's like, yo, I didn't do nothing.
I don't even
These
mean
politicians probably pissed you off, but like me, like
sometimes it's not
Semaj,
even
I didn't do
politicians.
nothing,
Sometimes
dog.
it's a dude named
Ex.
Dave from
It's-
like
right?
middle school.
that. It's not even that. It's not even
But
that.
men are like that too, in fairness. Like
But-
people
Yeah,
don't
true.
people don't let shit go.
Right, but I feel like when I say hate us, I don't mean like in like a sexual way. I just feel like they look at us. They
All
view
men
us
should
as
die.
competition. Yeah, it's like, so I'll give you an example. I was on TikTok and one of my cousins brought it up. He was like, what is the beef between black men and black women? And this black woman gets on there. She says, black men are mad at us because we got we got multiple degrees, our own house, our own cars, this and that. We don't need you. And it's like, who talks like that to another person? Like, if we're friends, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm better than you. I can do this and do that. Who does that to somebody? Like, that was literally what she posted. It's like, this is why there's beef between us.
So
Do you think women should be or not? Do you prefer like a woman who's more submissive?
Yeah, me personally, I do. Yeah, of course.
Do you?
All depends. I don't want to like have to argue with you and like really get into it because like I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess if someone's like super argumentative or something, like I'd just be like,
Yeah.
You
So
don't
me
do
and him
that.
are on the same page with this. Is like, a woman being submissive doesn't mean like she's your slave. Or
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
It's like you.
Because I don't like a stupid girl.
Yeah.
who
It-
just do anything.
Right.
Her
I
being
want her
submissive
to
doesn't mean
fight
she's
back.
stupid.
I want a woman who's
Like I feel like your terms are wrong on that one. I feel
I'm only saying it to make him understand.
Yeah.
But
no. I'm
well,
just
a
saying
woman
it to
says
give you
that.
like the space. I think you literally need someone to just go, hey, but if you just say that, because I've listened to you now.
Yeah, I've said that to him before. I've said that to him before.
if you change certain terms, I think most of the hate you probably get would go away. Because you said stupid rather than just what you mean is just a girl who is just, she's just sitting in a hole until you get there and then she doesn't do nothing.
That's
exactly.
Saying, no, that's not stupid.
I would say stupid.
That's
though,
not
too.
stupid.
Yeah.
But so you encompass everything in stupid. So you roll with just intelligence when you say stupid. You're saying a woman who ain't doing nothing. She's nothing without you. You can be stupid and be submissive. You can be very intelligent and be submissive. I know girls who are way smarter than their dude, but the dude
They
runs
play
everything.
the role. Yeah, they play the role.
So
fit that
what
ego.
you want is a girl who is literally going to fit into your life, but has her own life.
I
You
feel
don't
like
want
most
somebody
guys want
who's gonna.
Is that what you want?
Um,
I just want to make sure
not
that
necessarily, but I feel like most guys have a specific thing that they want to get done, and then they have a wife like in their mind. They're like, I want to accomplish this, this, and this. Have a family, blah blah blah. Where like it might be a little more common for a woman to be like, I want this kind of house and whatever, and someone who could provide it. Where like the other way around, if a guy's like, I'm just trying to find a girl who's gonna like give me a nice house, give me a car, blah blah blah.
Oh my God, I can't stand a
it.
dude
Doesn't
that's
really
like
work that way. Not even like I can't stand a dude who does that, because it's like, you know what, if girls do it and that's what you want to do as a guy,
that's the
go
thing.
for it. But at the same time, it's society looks at it differently. You know what I mean? Men and women just aren't the same, and the way we're treated in society just isn't the same.
Well, the problem with society is they want to treat us like we're equal, but we're not equal. We don't think the same. We aren't built the same.
I would say we're equal but different. We're just not the same. And honestly, that like I used to not think that way. I used to be like, nah, everyone's the same, blah blah blah, like when I was younger. And then just the more experience I had with women and shit, and like literally just like how life situations happen. Like you and a girl could be in the same situation. Maybe it's an uncomfortable situation, you know what I mean? Maybe you both are, you miss a flight, you haven't eaten, it's like a couple hours, blah, blah, blah. Like 9 times out of 10, you guys are going to handle that like adversity differently. Right. Just because you're wired differently. Like, bro, like
I agree.
They're fucking, all the things their body does, like we just don't do that shit. The chemicals, their brain
it's
chemistry, all that shit. It's like they're just different beings. Like obviously, like they're just gonna be different. You know what I mean?
So I feel like we should take that, and that's how we should live. And I get it. And today we can't talk a certain way, but it's like if you're a man and you say, well, you know, you work your whole life, you grind, you get it out the mud, and you have this idea of how you want your life to be, and you get all of that, you just kind of just want someone to be there with you, and she doesn't have to do anything but just be there with you, and she can live her own life. Don't get me wrong, but when a woman comes to the situation, she's the same thing. Like, I got this and I got that. It's like, well, what do you need me for?
Well, I don't agree with that. I feel like if a woman comes around, like you have to have some sort of like positive impact. Otherwise, you're just there, and you're like, if a woman's just easily replaceable, then it's just kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean?
I think that's with everybody. I think so. You have to add something to get something out of any relationship. Like y'all as friends, y'all have a great rapport. You challenge him, and he challenges you for different aspects. Like you're the renegade. Just what I've seen here. You're like, bitches got to get it together this way, and he's like, you right?
He sounds just like us, man. It's
So
like
the way it rolls, like out of anything, like even me, my girl's life would be much easier if she never got with me. She doesn't like when I say this, but like my girl's dad is rich. My girl's family doesn't like me. So some of the help that we would get from them, I got to be gone for that.
That doesn't necessarily mean her life would be
No,
easier.
no,
Maybe financially, but overall easier.
Overall, she wouldn't get the type of love I get from I give her personally, just because like
that can make life a whole lot harder.
And yes, true.
Financially
Financially
what do you mean
speaking,
it can make life a whole lot harder?
Not having the right
Not having
support
the love.
or connection with people, like, could just make life a whole, like, obvious. All right, if you're broke, right? You're broke or whatever, like, it's a lot worse being broke alone than having people who love you. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a coin flip. Like I've weighed a lot of things out. Like I know of a dude who like was in love with my girl before I came around, and like I've heard about him. The little bit of I know, she wouldn't have been as happy. Granted, like I know a dude that like my girl's mom like pulled pictures up of him and everything else, and like it could have been an attack. Yeah.
But that happened.
Why you there?
She's like,
you should talk to this guy.
So it was.
That's
she was
happened.
going
It's
through
happened to
pictures.
me, too.
She was going through pictures. She was like, I really liked him, and then my girl like gave me the lowdown on him, and I go, no, I'm better than him. And I'm not the type of guy to go like I'm better than another person.
Wait, I
but
missed
for
something.
her, I'm the better
You
choice.
said she should show you pictures of.
Like she brought up like a dude like my girl with the prom or something with and everything else, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I was like, oh, that's cool. But later in my
your
brain,
girl's friend.
my
did
gir's
that?
mom. Like,
my mom's like,
why was she doing that though?
Right?
and the thing is, it could have been mouthful. It could have not been, but also it's one of those things of like,
Me personally.
Hold on, wait. Is she married? Is she married?
who the mom?
Yeah. She's married to her father.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, and that's not my personal thing to speak on.
Okay,
but
so
I know like her family as a whole, like and this is not anybody listening, whatever. I don't have no beef with y'all, but the idea, like her sister brought out the idea, I was like, you're beating my sister. I'm a fighter. My girl is not. If I'm beating anybody, you'll know.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I took offense to it, and I took offense because y'all ain't nobody come and see me yet.
Women bruise easy.
Family can really ruin your relationship.
They try.
Family ruins
not
their
why.
own
Why do you
relationships
think they do that?
within.
Because
they don't have good
I'm
relationships
not what
within.
they perceived a certain way to be, and I understand. I'm getting it out the mud. I'm putting a lot of things together, and like this is me, where I go like I'm okay with people hating me. I'm a black man from South Florida. I've been here. I've been in the hate, and I'm not even that great at it. Like Mayweather, Conor McGregor, all those dudes are better with rolling through hate. It's just I've gotten to the point where like I still love them because y'all gave me the person I love more than anything in the world. Like me and my girl been through a lot, and I have to cut those pieces where I go, oh, your mom don't fuck with me. Like your mom called me an ain't shit nigga in front of my daughter, and okay.
I think that older women don't understand younger men.
Oh, I'm getting punished for stuff that happened with her first baby daddy.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
And
before.
if she ever sees this, I'm getting roasted.
Before the podcast, we were talking about like.
But I still love you.
We were talking about dads and being like in control of their kids and sports and stuff, and like vicariously living through them. I feel like that's what parents do with relationships. It's
They
like
do.
I need to dictate everything in my daughter's life
That's
when
why
she
I
marries
asked if
this
she
guy.
was
Like,
married.
I wouldn't marry
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy,
So
so
it's-
you can't
Exactly.
type shit.
The
I can see that.
scariness,
But
I
as
think, fear on top of your children, depending on if it's a male or a female, I think the certain things that a mother can be afraid of will shape a man to be like kind of impervious. Like if you look, like I had a single mom for a long time, so like I fought my mom's boyfriends.
What do you
A
mean
couple.
impervious?
So like there's certain fears that I have. Like I used to be afraid of spiders. I'm the only man in the house. I got to get spiders.
That's
just what it is.
What the fuck
So, like-
I don't like bugs, but nobody.
So
likes
like
bugs.
no one's gonna get it if I don't get it. There was a time where like my mom got our car got hit by an 18-wheeler with her inside of it, so she had a hard time walking and doing stuff. So guess what? I got to help my siblings in a certain way because my dad's in the military, and honestly, I'm not gonna see him for 6 to 8 months, and then they're broken up, so he don't give a fuck about what's going on with her. And that's not an indictment on him. It's just you break up with somebody, fuck them. That's how that's how they treated each other. Even though they loved each other, they said fuck it. So they were divorced, and he was in a whole other country. So there's certain man shit where I was like, oh, niggas gonna come jump me. This nigga's got a knife. I don't have anyone to call. My uncle's starting a family. Everybody I know who I can call, they're not gonna be here. So I either gotta find a good talk game, or I gotta run, or I gotta fight this, or I gotta pick the biggest dude in that group and hit him as hard as I possibly can and hope everybody else is pussy. That's the man attrition where a woman has to she has to learn that Disney told you there's going to be a prince out there and he don't fucking exist. And if he does, this is what's wrong with him. So you got to figure it out. Like my girl had a certain optic of how relationships work because her parents made a lot of shit work and she didn't get to see the hard turmoil.
Exactly.
So I think there's a piece where like women go through and they go, hey, this is how it's supposed to work. And either through time they learn, like I had to talk with my sister and I go, you know, your boyfriend that's putting stuff together, he's 22. Do you know how stupid I was at 22? I was like, I sit and talk about it. Like my girl, like right now getting through some of my stupidness, like I'm in my heart, I still want to go out there and conquer. I still want pussy, but I love my girl so much that I go, oh, okay, we're good. We're just going to be us.
So she
That sounds crazy.
I'm laughing because
no,
you used the word conquer for going and getting pussy.
No,
Wanna go out
but
there and
he-
conquer.
I wanted to
I
beat
say-
Genghis Khan.
I
I
say the
wanted
same
every
thing.
kid in
Beat your
color.
chest with it,
I
yeah.
wanted every kid in color. And I
When-
wanted everyone to
when I
know
talk
my
about
dick
my-
does work.
When I talk about my job, I say, listen, I got to go out to the world and I got to slay dragons. I mean, I don't. obviously I have a sissy job, but it's like, hey,
Why is it a sissy job?
well, I'm just saying.
Can everybody in the room do your job?
No one can do my job.
It ain't
I can do
sissy.
your job.
But
What's your job?
No one can do any job that I've done or will do.
Say that shit with your chest.
And I'm the best at it. No, I'm. Trust me, I'm too arrogant.
Are we talking about a literal job, or are you talking
He's
about
on a
like
literal job.
Okay.
Literal job. Yeah, I mean, it's just any job that I do, I'm the best at it. No one's even close to me. I'm the best at it. And then they always ask me, well, you got this, you got that. It's like, yeah, because I work for it and I'm good at it. And this is all I know. Growing up, I was taught no matter what you do, be the best at it. I used to work at Goodwill, mopping the floors, cleaning shoes.
And you mop the best in the world.
I killed it. I was great at it. Like, I used to polish the shoes, take my time, price them out. It was like, man, our shoe price has gone up. Like, people used to come in there and wait for me. They would literally stand outside and wait for me to come out with that buggy, and they'll run and get the shoes. They know I clean them.
My thing with him is that even though he ends up being like the best at what he does and stuff, he will sit and like fester in that and hate it. And I'm like, well, you're the best. Move up. And he's like, I can't move up.
But that's why I need you.
And I'm like, you gotta move up.
But he's also
But
a
he just said that.
diabolical
That's-
supervillain. He needs someone like you to go, don't shoot all the people. Take some as slaves. Like
Joker and
he
Batman.
needs someone who's like slightly less evil than him, who will be like, yo, bro, like, can some of them live? Like, can we do some? Like, we don't need the entire Congo destroyed, Leopold. And that's just what it is.
That's
but
why
we
Batman
should
never killed
focus
the Joker.
back on my man because we've been jumping away from this.
That's how we always do. I like to tell the guests when they come in, listen, we'll talk about you for 10 minutes, and then you're just a friend, and we're just having a conversation at this point.
If you get a chance to listen to a song called Popsicles by this guy, it makes me want to like violently punch people.
Why?
It's my shit.
Really?
It,
Out of all
Called
my songs,
Popsicles?
that's my
funny
shit.
that
I
that's
don't know
the
why.
violent one.
I have no. It's not even like okay. Something
kinda-
about it hits, and I go, I might fuck most people up in the world to this song. The same way with his girl has a song called "Stay With Me." It is a love song, my G. Bro, if you box with me, I'm gonna beat you by points. You are gonna get Floyd Mayweather to that song. If it's in my head, like any day I have that song in the back of my head, I don't know if I've said this to her. That song, like I would like, dog. I've been in there sparring with you guys, and I'll be like, and I hear it in the back, and I'll just, and like there's like I don't know what it is, but I'm also weird. I dance and I make music, so certain things hit me and they stay with me. Like
You kind of remind me of John Jones.
that is
Just your
as
personality.
much as he's gotten in trouble, I still think he is a high level of greatness.
I think he's
The fact that he gets in
best
trouble so
MMA
much
fighter.
kind of bothers me, man, because I used to
It's-
follow him. And
It's
like,
so greatness is hard for some people.
yep.
Like some people don't mentally have it in them. Like this guy has a great he has a great mental check system. If you look, he'll tell me something new and cool that he thought of to keep himself balanced and like a standard he keeps himself to. Like certain people who are on drugs a lot. Like there's certain people who are great and on drugs and they somehow make that shit work or they keep getting in trouble. Like John Jones keeps getting in trouble. That nigga's been coked out for years. He keeps getting popped for shit.
Can we have a random conversation?
go ahead.
I've been having this question in my head and I've been waiting to save it, but I think that you guys are perfect to talk to.
Okay.
If you know someone who has a drug addiction or any sort of addiction, even at a young age, do you think that they could get over that, or do you think that that always lingers with them? And it
Once
always
you're an
affects
addict,
them?
you're always an addict, but you can overcome addiction by not giving in. But yeah, once you're an addict, always an addict. You could be an alcoholic and not drink for 20 years,
Right,
and then
okay.
have that one drink and right back.
Well, it's not only relapsing; it's your personality.
Yeah, I would say.
I
I
mean,
feel like
the
addiction
addiction
is more
drives-
than addiction. Addiction is something more mental. You're coping. It's a coping mechanism. That's why you're addicted.
Yeah, the addiction drives the personality when people are actually actively in that addiction. It drives the personality.
What do
So-
you mean?
So, for example, you may have a friend who's addicted to something, and you're like, I don't understand why he always does this, why he always does that. And you don't realize the reason why he's always doing that is because of the addiction. It's driving him to where he's at and being in this place at the wrong time and doing that thing. Whereas if he stopped doing the drugs, give him 5 years, he won't even be the same person anymore. He'll look completely
But
different.
that's why I say it's a step further. Because like, all right, why is this person always being weird? Taking shit, blah blah blah, leaving at
Exactly.
weird times. Because he's an
Exactly.
addict. Why is he an addict? Because it's something that's going on within.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I think that's why the addiction is always there. I think like there's a lot of studies of stopping addiction. People use things like other drugs like mushrooms or some sort of psychedelics because it helps you dig deep into that like part of your psyche that you're not really aware of. Because like, bro, people be Off the that shit. I've been looking at that whole time.
Amazing.
People be off the drugs, off of some shit that happened when they were like fucking 7, and now they're 45, and they're just like, yo, why did that happen?
And they don't ever take the time to like dive deep into it and figure out how to cope better than the drugs. Is what he was saying earlier about. That's their way of coping, is to get on that stuff, and when you get on it, then you become like a monster. And it's like, all right, how do we stop this monster?
And then your body physically becomes dependent on it.
So I know a guy, and he struggled with drugs for a long time, but he's an older guy now, in his 50s, and I see certain things that he does, and
I'm glad you made it, bro.
I
don't know, my Achilles and my back still.
But it's like we'll be at an ice cream truck come to our job, and it's like, hey, you can get free ice cream. It's like, cool. So we go out there and I'll get an ice cream, and then he'll go in and be like, hey man, you think if I go in and I ask for 2, then I can put them in the refrigerator, I can go back and I get more. And I was like, bro, you make good money. You could just go to the ice cream store and buy some if you want some. You don't have to take everything. Like we'll get certain things, and it's like, oh man, I could probably use this at the house, and I'm gonna take.
Oh, he's like a hoarder.
He can't cut it off. He just kind of rolls. This is just my optic of it. Like, some people don't know how to manage their life in the sense of like they'll grab things and they'll overdo it. He's an overdoer.
He do drugs too?
He used to a long time.
I think he was asking you.
Oh, do I?
No, not him. I was asking about the guy. Does he do drugs as well? But you're saying he's an ex-drug addict, but now he's still just addicted to things.
It's not even
probably
an
impulse.
Yeah, it's not even that he just has those same habits. Like, if I seen a normal person.
Did he grow up broke?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah.
Because I noticed like certain I know certain people who never got out of certain habits when they were broke. Like me, I shop and I look and I add prices no matter what, to try to not overspend to a certain degree. Like, the only time I overspend is like on my girl or my daughter or like my littlest sister. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those, for me, I have a sister who's closer in age to me. She like gets mad at me because I don't spend money on like real sneakers. Like, if you look any sneaker I have, like, I didn't know my brother got me like a $300 pair of sneakers, and I was wearing it like regular until I got to work one day, and they're like, nigga, those are $300. You can't be in here with those. And I was like, what are you talking about? But I don't spend, like, I'll spend $20 shoes and make that shit work, because I remember being broke.
I'm the same way.
And I wasn't like, I was a third world country broke where like nothing was there, but I remember eating the can of pork. It says pork on it. I remember eating a can of chicken because everything was gone. My mom was sick. My dad was far. And then I just had to figure it out. And I didn't want to call somebody and be like, yo, things are going bad, because my mom was making it work and like other stuff. So there's certain habits I have that I never got out of, where like I know one person, like, he puts one slice of turkey on his sandwich because he grew up broke. So he puts one, he goes, we're not going to have enough. Where his wife goes to the store and she buys like other stuff, but he puts one slice of turkey. And he'll never, like, he makes way more money than I do, but it's one slice of turkey because that's what he grew up with.
Now that you mention it, man, maybe I suffer from that, and I don't, because I notice when I shop, and everybody says it, like, when I shop, I always buy more than what I need. You know,
but I'm fear of like not having it later type deal.
Definitely, like right now, if you look at my grocery list, it's like I always buy things, and it's always, I get home and then there's always like 3 more in the shelf. But I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Some people are like that with their bank account, whereas you buy extra stuff just in case you don't have it. Some people buy the bare minimum because they're thinking, I may not have the money to cover my bills if I go and buy all this stuff. So that instead of buying like a pack of 5 for toothbrushes, like, I'm gonna buy this one toothbrush that's like 87 cents.
See, I'm the opposite. If you go in my house, I have like 3 packs of like the whole bulk of toothbrushes. I have extra toothpaste everywhere, and whenever I hardly ever run out, but whenever I do, I never feel bad because it's like I know it's somewhere. And when I can't find it, that's like the most frustrated I ever get is when I can't find something, when I put something somewhere, or if I run low on something.
I want to ask you a question. When did you start? Well, both of y'all. When did y'all start getting into fighting?
Kind of my whole life. Like,
really?
I have older siblings that are on my dad's side. My dad's in Jersey. My mom's over here. My parents, like, they split type shit. Well, they never got together. They were never married, but you know. But yeah, I always had older siblings who bullied me. So like that's kind of how I learned to fight. Not bully me out of like hatred and shit.
It's big brother, big sister. Yeah.
And then after that, I started fighting in school just to kind of like get attention from
You mean like fist fight, like in the street?
Yeah. Like just at school, I would just getting. I remember the first time I got suspended for fighting. I remember being so excited because I was like, "Oh, my mom's gonna be so proud," and she was mad, and I was just confused. I was like, "But I beat his ass. Like he hit me, I hit him back. You've been telling me this every fucking day." But she was mad. So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I just kind of grew up around like violence, and then I just subconsciously felt like I need to be able to protect myself from violence.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into like wrestling and shit like that. And I actually like my senior year of high school, I stopped wrestling because I was like, I don't want to do this for school. You know what I mean? Like I'm just doing other shit. But then I kept, I just liked it. I just kept getting in trouble or getting myself in trouble or not being able to like control like my mentality and shit. So fighting just really helps me keep everything like stable in the head and shit. Because like we were saying about. A fighter probably has about like a minute 40 seconds before they're gassed. You know what I mean? That's when you really like learn a lot about yourself. When you like your body's like, yo, I should stop, and then you don't, and then you realize like, yo, I thought I was done like an hour ago, and like I'm still going. And just realizing that and the effect that had just made me keep doing it.
I was gonna say like fighting also, it gives you like a mental fortitude that a lot of other sports don't give you. Because you have to like have you had like any actual fights yet? Like
I've had a lot of matches wrestling and shit like that, but kickbox only one fight.
Okay, because like when you, and I've never been in such, but I can tell that this is the case. When you're fighting and you're after that minute 30 and you're gassed, you still have to have your wits about you because if you're not smart, you can be hurt. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to get knocked out or I'm going to get hit. No, you can get hurt if you're not
hurt. Yeah.
So like being able to be present even when you're gassed, even when your body's saying I can't go anymore, even when you're feeling like I just want to sit down and give up, having that mental fortitude is like that translates. Yeah, you good. It translates to the rest of life in general. Because, like you said, your girls start going crazy, you still have that mental fortitude. It's like,
bro,
bear it out, wait it out a little bit.
Honestly, I feel like my girls helped me become a better fighter in a sense. Not even, like, directly, but just dealing with the relationship and, like, the trials and tribulations of, like, that kind of shit. Especially with, like, man, my girl's Puerto Rican. Like, she can just fight. Like, she can argue, like, that shit just, it's in the family, you know what I mean?
It's in the DNA.
And just understanding, like, yo, you pick and choose your battles, when to do this, when not to do this. And it goes throughout life and shit, Like, literally anything you could think of, like, that you don't want to do, like. But I'm kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person where I'm, like, I'm too comfortable right now. I'm sleeping on the floor for the rest of the week. Fuck that shit, Or, like, I'm not going to eat for the next 2 days to, like, just see how I do. Cold showers, ice baths and shit like that. Like, I really do be trying to seek discomfort because one of the worst feelings is when you're tired and someone across from you isn't. Yeah. Like, that is the worst fucking, it's so uncomfortable.
Deep. Yeah.
That's deep.
So uncomfortable. And it's like, I try to do things in my life that keep me away from that. And I tell my things too. I got a mantra. I say, I'm talented, I'm focused, I'm training smart, I'm strategic, I'm creative. And I just tell myself that, and I try to go about life that way. Anything I'm doing. Because kind of like, and it goes with fighting, you know what I mean? It's not about being the biggest, strongest person, but like, if you could be talented, if you're focused, if you're smart about it, if you have a strategy, if you could be creative in any aspect of anything you're trying to do, you can make it work. If you can find your creative angle into anything, fighting, fucking making a podcast, making a song, building a house.
So what all do you do? Music? You have a podcast? You fight? Anything?
My main things. I'm a musician just by nature.
Yeah.
I've always done that. Fighting. Those are just two things I've always done. They didn't really come hand in hand so more recently, but those are my main things. I do a lot of video editing, picture shit, not because like that's what I love, but because as a musician I didn't have a lot of money, so if I wanted to get it done, I had to get it done.
Yeah.
And no, I do that, and I got I made that website too as well. And yeah.
What's her name?
Brianna LeBron. She's an artist as well, and I got an OnlyFans, so that's kind of that's another way to make some bread. Yeah. They're not related. People be asking that. It's a Spanish thing.
You said they're not related.
People be like, is she related to LeBron?
How do you have that name? Like, Americans
be like,
forgetting
no.
there's a whole other world out there.
But also,
I think Jamaicans be forgetting that we don't do our relations by first name. It's by last.
Yeah.
People just get excited when they hear that shit.
Yeah.
Does she know? And it's like, no, like you said, it's his first name.
Yeah.
But it's I guess it's something you usually don't see just in.
I've never seen that name.
The LeBron name.
Yeah,
There was a fighter named LeBron who fought like maybe 2 weeks ago.
He fought
boxing.
last night.
Was he fought last night?
There's a UFC guy. I mean
this is a
MMA
boxer,
guy.
but yeah, that works too.
Last night I thought it was
Yeah.
fight tonight.
It was a PFL, not.
You said
not
she's
UFC.
Dominican?
Gotcha.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. So
Yeah.
LeBron seems like it's a Spanish name anyway. It's like a Latin.
It's a name you don't hear a lot. Is it?
It's on that album. The song I was talking about. There's a
You
song
want-
called
you want-
"Stay with
can
Me"
we
on
play
that
it?
album. That just.
Sure, if you want.
That's
If
my
you
shit.
can find it, play it.
What am I doing wrong, man?
What you mean?
He looking at your girl and getting jealous. That's what it is.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I should be nicer to women.
I
Stop
think
calling
it's
him
just your
stupid.
verbiage. If you change your verbiage and you like,
I've told him
you,
this
you
before.
you take the L when you got to take the L, bro. Life is
Pride,
If
man.
you
Nah, bro,
Right.
you just don't like. I feel like anyone can do anything they want, be in any situation. It's all like mentally first. Like you got to decide shit mentally first.
he challenged T-Pain to a dance off. I remember that because
Did he respond?
yeah,
met
he
up.
did. We met up and everything.
What?
But
Where you meet him at?
I went to a show. I got the backstage pass, and we linked. He didn't want to smoke though. I understand though, and I get it. He met me on the internet, and he was like, "Oh shit!" Like I think he thought I was like a professional dancer trying to embarrass him. So he was frightened.
When did you start doing your beard like that?
Probably about a year now.
Let me ask you: is that because of Sean O'Malley?
No.
Really?
I used to dye my hair and shit, but then I would always end up cutting it. This is like my third, fourth set of dreads. I would always end up cutting it after a while. So then I was like, I'm gonna start dyeing the beard. If I cut that shit, fuck it, it'll grow back in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So my hair, I don't want to dye that shit no more. But I like it, It starts conversations. I be out getting business just because people will start talking to me.
What were you gonna say?
oh no, I'm just pantomiming. I'm just because he was like, I'll be out, people talking. I was like, hey.
I mean, that's what happens, right?
I'm goofy.
If you dye your hair, do something crazy like that, people gonna be like, oh, this must
What's
be
he do?
somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. Like me, nobody's gonna look at me and think anything.
Didn't
You'd
you
be
dye your beard
surprised,
like
though.
that?
I mean, I'm just a regular black bald guy.
Just
like
put an
that's
ad
all.
on.
I
They'll
look
think
like.
you're a rapper.
Yeah, it's
A chain.
Didn't you used to dye your beard like that?
I dyed it one time. It was like blonde.
It looks stupid. I'm glad you cut it. I hated it.
See, everybody
That's
needs
my
a
best
friend
friend
like that. Because he hasn't let you slide for nothing.
No, he
like
don't.
you were here a second ago. He was
Oh.
like, yeah, he'll fuck you up.
Just go to
It's nothing.
YouTube.
I got braces because of
There's
him.
a music video for it.
Literally.
Expound.
Here, go to
I remember we was
YouTube.com.
in the van one day. I had
Nah.
a van and we was in the
Yeah,
van
go
and we was
ahead.
getting out and I was talking to him. I may have spit a little bit and he was like, Cairo, do you ever think about getting braces? Your teeth are so crooked.
All right.
But also that shows
My
how
man went and
close
got
you guys
breakfast.
are.
Wait, click the
My man-
Dropout 704 right there. Click that. Go to playlist. And look for. Go down. Is that all of them? Brianna LeBron music videos. Yeah, there we go. Stay with me.
I want to hear Lollipop.
Popsicle.
Popsicle.
But I'm gonna definitely show y'all some of this music.
Yeah, let's see.
Like it makes no sense how often I've been sparring and this song has been in my head. And if you catch my rhythm, you'll catch some of the stuff. But I've been hitting niggas to it'll be like, I'll just sock you where I feel that moment is.
All the way from Monday to Sunday. He can have it when he wants. Let's have a fun day. 'Cause you
You know what's fucked up? I've been beating people up to like my homeboy's girl singing about him. So I just feel like that's the weirdest thing. But it works. It works.
It is. What?
None.
They're fighter.
Hey, watch your fucking eyes. No?
Hey, look, we got this thing. It's like eye to eye. So it's like we can read each other's mind.
Yeah,
so
eye to
he
eye.
gave me that.
I saw you and I was like,
He gave me that look.
he's
and I'm
super
like,
cool, but
make
I'll
it
do it
fight.
for him.
Man, when you got a bad
Hey.
girl, you just gotta.
Well,
He texted
I
me.
was like, I'll do it for you.
Territory.
You're
So
so
here's the
cool, but I was like, let me say it
In
one
the
good
notes.
time here.
In the notes, he has.
Oh yeah, because I asked you, I was
can
like,
show
"What's
him.
off limits?" Right? And you said girlfriends, wives, and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And
I'll fight
so
over
Show
shorty.
him what I text you.
So here are notes right here. What I say? By the way, ignore the jokes.
I can't even see.
I said punches like skeeter bites, and then under that, what did I say? Can't talk He can take a joke. Says no wives, girlfriend, family is off limits. And then the text message, he was like, I'm gonna say something about his wife, right?
So how I say this in the future for you, you seem like you're pretty fair in how you give it. It's not just you don't go past your safety markers because it's a woman or a man. I'm guessing.
What do you mean?
Because I did just see you look and you were like, when the video was happening, and I was like, all right, so he's not like pussified. It wasn't like one of those things where he wasn't going to say something because he knows he's a fighter. But it is this weird mix of like, I feel like as long as you're fair and you're nonsense, I can't say much.
Being honest, I mean, I'm not a disrespectful person. Anyway.
The thing is, like, I'm kind of like this too. It's like, even with the comment on your stuff, it's like, I'll make a joke, even if it's insensitive to someone who I think can take it. If it's somebody who can't take it, then I'm not going to go there, right?
Because, like, I'm going through your stuff, right? Obviously, I see you got a kid. I'm not about to roast your son. Like,
right.
I'm not about to, like, what that got to do with nothing?
Yeah.
So.
And so, like, and even when you came back at me with your jokes, I was like, oh, this dude coming at me. So I was like, this is going to be fun. It's like me and him, banter. We talk junk about each other all the time. But I'm not going to take anything.
I want to show him another video first.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not going to take anything serious. I'm not going to take anything offensive because I know this is what we do.
Y'all religious?
I am.
What's your religion?
Christian.
Okay.
I'm Christian, but I'm not religious.
I definitely have some songs that are a little out of pocket. We can check them out though.
Okay.
I can take you higher than you've ever been. Boy, you look so nice and you act just like a gentleman. Baby, I'm with it, but don't like the cold. I come from the north, but don't fuck with the snow. But shit, I don't judge, I just can't take you home. For now, we've got company, so go wipe your nose.
Don't say you love me, that's so unoriginal. Try to tell me something less conditional. Treat me like my hair is made of mistletoe. Show me who you are when you lose control. She's in love with me cause I can make it snow. We got company.
So, I grew up Christian. My dad, he's a minister. He's been preaching my whole life.
Still is right now?
Yeah. I grew up in a church. So I got this song though. If you guys want to hear it, you can. It might ruffle a little feathers. It's a little provocative. The name of the song is called "Suck Jesus Dick."
I love the way he turned over like.
We got to fight for real now.
Listen, I say this. I say, Jesus is the Son of God. Oh shit, that's me. How obvious? Because we're all children of God. Baby, come on to the crib so you could suck Jesus' dick. You know?
I love how he pulls his eyes up each time you say it. And he's like,
well, hold on, pause it, because you got to see the music video. But before you listen to it, I want to tell you a little bit of the verse with the acapella, right?
I just enjoyed this.
Because peep game, right? This is what I say in the song. I say, I be talking about God, but ain't really religious. If God is our dad, he abandoned some children. And how come he let the church turn to a business? These churches go mega and serpents be in them. They read in the Bible, but twisting the vision. If heaven's the goal, it's the reason for living. Jesus coming back, he been gone for a minute. They keep saying that, but I think that he isn't. So it's not really like a song that's disrespecting God.
You asking questions?
But it's a song in terms of, I grew up in a church and I'm like, yo, I understand like God, but in terms of who's the Messiah, like who's the magic man, because that's essentially what every religion is. Like, no, we got the Messiah. So I make a lot of songs that like talk about that. But if you go back to my YouTube, you can find the music video, or just type my name in with you like up on the search, just how it says "Suck Jesus Dick," just add Semaj Sinclair.
Oh, there's something else to add to your Google.
She also has a song called Deep In that she sings really well.
Deep in or deep
Deep End. Let's not be nasty.
Oh, wait, peep this one. Peep this. This shit fire.
Fuck with you.
You pause it. Who shot this video?
One of my boys.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you some of the video quality we got, dog. We go stupid.
Yeah. I need to come get a video off Semaj so I can be a better everything.
Go ahead.
I met these girls by accident with you at a show after.
Really?
Yeah.
You turn up a little bit.
God is our daddy, abandoned some children. And how can we let the church turn to a business? These churches go mega and serpents be in them. They reading the Bible and twisting the vision of heaven to go. It's the reason for living. Jesus coming back, he been gone for a minute. They keep saying that, but I think that he isn't. Don't tell my daddy, gon' tell me I'm tripping. I'm talking about Steve. That nigga had bitches, boy, look at my steeds. Yeah,
You're not Catholic, right?
He gon' start praying.
So the nuns are okay? They don't upset you?
Brittany got pregnant and he got embarrassed.
There's no Jesus in this music video, if that makes you feel better.
Doesn't make me feel better.
Does or doesn't?
I thought I was gonna see Jesus sucking dick in this video.
Nah.
Oh, I thought I was gonna see Jesus do this.
That's me, how I be is. Baby, come on to the crib so you can suck Jesus' dick. Jesus is he always ready. I don't wear laces.
Some Catholics could kill you for this.
What'd you say?
I said some Catholics might want to kill you for something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a twerking nun too.
You disrespectful, you know that?
That's not disrespectful.
He pushes the line. That's another reason why, like, yeah, there you go. But I also like this is like I've adopted him. He's like a little brother to me. I want to look out for him. I can kind of see like the hate cloud that's gonna come for him, and I'm gonna be there for him for it. But he's also really fucking cool. Like it's.
I would say I would call myself
that.
disrespectful if I didn't have like meaning behind the things that I say. Like I don't say things just to be an asshole. I say things based on my own personal life experience.
Was your beard dyed in this video?
Nah.
No, this is
How
before
long
that.
ago was this?
2020.
Got a question for you because we
Looking at
asked
the
our
3D
last
thing.
guest this question.
Uh-huh.
You're 24, right?
Yeah.
So, whether I agree or disagree with your lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you said that to me just now, it sounded like it would be a dope song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's not a dope song. What I'm saying is,
I was waiting. I was looking at my whole face straight. I was like, "Where's he going with this?"
what I'm saying is like, why do the vocals have to be like that? Does that make any sense? Like, instead of
that's-
spitting
I don't think the
bars-
vocals are anything specific. What do you mean?
Or are you
Okay, I
getting
see what you mean.
Illuminati time on us right
No,
now?
I'm saying because like our last guest, he sat here too and gave us a few of his lyrics, and we're like, oh, that sounds like a good song. And then you get on, it's like it's like the Juice WRLD whiny auto tune stuff. I'm like, what you spit to me
He
just now in
has-
the
Well,
chair
hold on.
is-
He has
But-
multiple songs in
but hold on,
different
this
styles
specific
and
song-
modes though.
Like I'm rapping just like this. Be talking about God, but ain't
Yeah.
really like that's the exact same thing. I mean, you can't really hear it on your speakers because you listen to it on a TV, but that's exactly what I'm doing. Like this isn't really an edited song. I got songs where I'm singing and shit, but this is just straight up.
So
like,
now I get where you're going with it. In your taste of ear, you
Exactly.
weren't feeling
Yeah.
that the monotone. With your
Well,
age range, that makes, and that's not an old thing.
yeah, your
because
ears
I'm
can't
right.
pick up the shit I'm saying the way.
It's
the
one
same
of those
way.
things where like in me, I have times where I have those moments too. Like me originally, I didn't like NBA YoungBoy or like a couple other people. But I've learned and listened to some other things where I go, oh, he's really talented. How did I not hear this or da da da? Where I go, certain things you get patterned to, you kind of stay with that.
What's
like,
your
yeah.
specific question though?
Well, can I
that
say?
was-
I just want
go
to
ahead.
preface it. So if you didn't tell us what the lyrics, like when you told us the lyrics, I was like,
You wouldn't
that's
have heard.
deep.
Okay.
That's deep. And then when I'm listening to it, it's like I'm hearing everything, and it sounds good. But now that you brought it up at the end, it's like, yeah, you're right. If you hadn't told me that, I don't think I would have caught half of that. Or would've seen that.
Half music you don't listen to what you're hearing. Like people hear the hook and they're like, blah blah blah,
Exactly.
but it's like, oh, you didn't listen.
Like, case in
like I'm a
point,
writer. Like,
one
you
of my
gotta
most
listen, you know?
popular songs, people don't realize how fucking sad it is because it's on a dancey vibe. Like
It's like, hey y'all.
yeah,
I love that song.
like hey y'all, sad as shit. Like I got a song called Blast Off that people dance
he said
to.
it in the song. He's like, y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want
When
to
I
dance.
hit that dance. But I have a song where I'm talking about how like
I
my
missed it.
life literally fell apart and I'm gonna like make it after that. But before I get to that point where I was like, remember when I want to be like Iceberg, I'm on my way, look how my life turned. So like I'm literally I talk about eating cafeteria cheese sandwiches because that's like when you're broke in Florida and you can't afford your lunch, if you're broke enough, they'll give you a 2 bread and cheese sandwich and that's supposed to be your lunch. So like what I would do like to not mess with my mom or mess with my dad when he's in a whole other country fighting a war or some other crazy shit and we're not fully talking then because I don't there's a whole thing I'll go into, but I was like, I'm gonna haggle and I'm gonna do some stuff to add to my lunch, and that's what I did. But I started with a cafeteria cheese sandwich, going from a point to where like I was a kid who got a toy every end of the week as long as I was good, to like now like my lights are cut off.
I used to do the same thing. Not eat like you get that cheese sandwich. I didn't even get that at school because I knew my dad wasn't going to be.
That's something that happened because the state was forced to.
Yeah, my dad. I knew like it's just me and him. I know he got to pay the bills and everything, and me asking him for lunch money every week. I'm just gonna say I'm good, and then go to school, skip lunch, and just wait till I get home. And that's when I was like playing sports every day, and not getting the protein.
You know how like kids haggle and go, I got this. Like I used to make like little deals or like do other stuff to
I used
like
to sell candy in school.
So like my dumb ass like they used to sell candy. I used to go with a couple people like, yeah. I mean sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean
You never sold drugs.
Coca-Cola's Coca-Cola.
Facts. I almost forgot we were podcasting.
I plead the fifth on everything. He was like, sometimes you gotta sell crack. I was like, sometimes Coca-Cola's Coca. He didn't realize I was going straight to soda. He was like, you never sell crack, right? And I was like, oh, just Coca-Cola's.
I'm not gonna bleep it out.
He's a musical artist. He's a future Grammy-winning, future bantamweight champion.
Yo, I love how you constantly up him up.
Zero.
That's my nigga.
Top.
I got him.
0.1
And he's talented.
OnlyFans. Subscribe to the OnlyFans.
Top 0.
WTF Semaj at OnlyFans or Semaj Sinclair. There's like you could be in the top 1%, but you could be in the top 0.001%, and I want to be in the very top percentage of people on OnlyFans. So fuck with the nudes.
We got a question for you.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of your stuff, and in one of your videos you mentioned.
See, you're a fan. You supported his OnlyFans. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's very like hetero of you, my guy. You made that happen.
I appreciate that.
You were sitting over there like, yeah, look at that.
You had this video on YouTube where you said that you were training for street beefs.
Yeah.
Did you end up doing that fight?
Nah, it didn't end up going because at the time I so now I don't want to talk bad on nothing, but I'm in the midst of finding the right team who can go with me places. At the time, the coaches who I were going to have go with me essentially just weren't trying to drive out there with me. And, me being the person I am, I was going to be a little stubborn and just pull up by myself. But then I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't drive 3 hours away and fight alone.
Where was it going to be at?
Virginia.
If I'd known you at the time, I would have went with you.
Hey, there's always going to be more. I'm definitely trying to get a couple people down there with me. I mean, that's really what's good about me and Chavi's relationship building and everything. Because, in the future when I go do these things, I know that I'll have him there and shit like that. So
I was actually going to ask that. Like, if you got into fighting MMA, whether it's UFC or something else, would you be in his corner?
100%. Unless he has something going on. But
I would want to be there
personally
for just about everything this guy's got going on. I want other people there with more knowledge. That's why, like, the coaches that work with me, I try to make sure that they get to see him. It hasn't happened as much as I would like. Because even me, like, this next transition I have of wanting to go pro, my coaches are old. So they've been in this thing where they don't want to travel now. They don't want to – they've been doing it. Like, I got a coach who he was the European champion for the military before I was ever born.
Yeah.
And then I got another one, Leon Moffitt, who was just – like, he was in his 70s a couple years ago, and he was uppercutting the shit out of everybody. Like, he hit me with one, and I was like – and I was like, nah, don't tell nobody you did that shit. He's like, it's okay, it happens. And I was like, damn, he did that shit again. But, like, it's one of those things of, like, if I had my way, if we could find a Faraz as a hobby for him, like, he trusts me in coaching him as far as, like, his hands and other things, and I've been learning stuff more for MMA as well. But I would never want to, like, give my friend the wrong tools or not enough tools. So that's why I want someone who is, like, pots and pans, you've been doing this forever, and you're willing to be there with us. I will go with him to fight anybody. Like, if y'all had came in there, you like, it's up for us. I have no shirt on under here. It's up. So I'm taking this bitch off. No, I don't know. I didn't know.
No,
so I'll be totally honest with you. Like, if it had been a thing and you had like 6 other guys in here.
I'm trying to be fun. I'm not trying to be funny, but we're just too old to understand that language. So when you say it's up, that means.
Oh no, y'all like if y'all came in here.
Shut the fuck up. I hate.
Wait, what did he say?
That you're so.
He's so
yeah.
like,
anyways, yeah.
Too privy to everything.
Yeah.
Like he knows everything.
But it was one of those things where, like, he already told me it's not exactly like that, but like I know.
But
like,
in case we were trying to jump
yeah,
on something,
because he's so cool and nonchalant. That's my fear for him. That's why I go like I know he's got a hate cloud above him, and I tell him I know it's gonna get more because he is an entertaining guy. He makes music. You see the women he's laying down with. He's been like that since I met him. Like I met him at a show and it was just random women, and I was like, "Yo, nigga, are you performing or are they performing?" It was like they're gonna be on this side, and like his like you said, they were just there, and they were like, they was trying to suck Jesus' dick. Like it was a whole thing, and I was just sitting over there. I was like, "This nigga's cool. This nigga's really cool."
We don't have it like that. I mean, it could have easily been the other way around. They could have came in here and just said, "Yeah."
You know,
Yeah, imagine we came up with
no,
like 10 people.
As a peaceful person, he's really cool.
us.
So he wouldn't. I got homies like my brother. He's shorter than I am. He's like 5'4". So like, but he's knocked people out and kept their stuff. So he has a Hornets hat where he knocked a nigga out in the club. He goes to that club when he comes back to Charlotte in that hat to see if he's there. The dude has been there. He didn't even tell me that's what it was. But I'm the one that calmed him down. And I was like, bro, you can't do shit like that. We're not young anymore. We're young, but we can't be knocking niggas out to do
Trell,
stuff.
I'm telling you right now, man, it would have been up for us.
No, so the thing is, like, I'm probably the only one here that can fight.
Yeah,
but if y'all
Nate would've
came
been
like
back there
10 people,
on the
the
phone
thing I know
calling
is
the cops.
he probably gonna shoot somebody.
I don't have nothing on me.
Oh, no, you can't
I'm not
say
even.
that.
I'm not even.
It's cool because the
You can't
shooters
bluff
in my
them.
family, like I know who they are. Like me, I personally, I don't want to be shot. I got tons of family members who've been shot, and they just act like that shit's irregular.
Yeah,
And I'll be confused and shit. Like my brother, he got shot in the leg, and he was like, "Man, I got that nigga back later." Why the fuck was there a later?
What was there?
He was like, "Yeah, he thought I was fucking his bitch, so I fucked her, and then I had to come see him after." No, you don't. Like, what the fuck?
You
Like,
was
what do you
wrong in the
mean?
beginning, yeah.
I like how he's like, "Yeah, I'm from
You the one that
Detroit.
started it.
He was like, "Nigga, the place doesn't make more gangster shit happen." He goes, "Nah, nigga, you know, you from Florida, you know." And I go,
That's a
"I
mentality,
avoid
man.
those Florida niggas."
That's a mentality.
I avoid those Florida niggas. Like I know them. We cool. I've even fist fought some of them niggas. When they started shooting, I ran. What the fuck?
I was in the gun store Friday, and you know, it was just a bunch of good old boys in there, and they was like, yeah, man, they were trying to get me to get this gun. It was like it shoots 900 rounds a minute. You get extra megs if you buy it, and I'm just like, what type of life do you think I live? Like,
I don't trust myself with that level of gun just because
nobody needs that.
I don't even know what it would be. Like they would be like, "Yo, pay your rent," and I'd be like, "What did you say?"
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
it's
you.
like that. It's actually like that. I was in the car the other day, and I was stopping at stop signs going to the barbershop, and this guy behind me, he was like honking a horn. He didn't want to stop behind me, and he yells out the window, "You messing with the wrong one." He was, what exactly did he use? He said, "Yeah, you playing with the right one, nigga. Yeah, you playing with the right one." And I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with these kids? Like, I got like 3 guns in my car. Like, if I was a crazy person.
I help coach at a gym, and my homie, he's like a reformed, used to do stuff guy, and he like he pops in and does this stuff. So I'm like, "Yeah, you should come to the gym. You should come to the gym." He told some kids that he knows, and he was like, "Nah, they on a mission right now." So when they rolled by, one of the kids had the shit, and it took up his whole chest. And he was like, "We ready?" And I was like, "I told you, like, I thought they were coming to box." He was like, you know the ops. I was like, what fucking ops do like teenagers have where them niggas, like, what the fuck is that? Them niggas were ready. Like, one had it on his chest like this, and I go, "How do you just like lift up? Like, what is the?" Because he was just here, and he was just like, and it was really cool. It looked music video-ish, but he was blowing his dick off if like that was the case.
Yeah.
Where like I was just looking at the situation, and I was like, I'm old. I know we've been messing with you. Where I was like, I don't even want to deal with that shit. Like when people get too froggy with me in just regular life, like I had a woman like screaming at me the other day, and I was like, okay.
You just walk away. Right?
I don't know. I'm a little different in regular life. Regular life, it's because there's a difference between fighting and violence. You know,
I don't
grew
want
up
to have
around-
to take it to that
around
place
violence, you know. So like, if I don't want to take it there either, but I'm one of those people where like I don't like to put myself in violent situations because if it gets there, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna make sure I'm safe at the end of the day, which means I'm gonna have to. If we're fighting, we're punching. If it's violence, like you have to go to sleep.
So that's what I was telling him. I was like, no confrontation. I joke and everything, but if I see it's going too far, I'll dim it down. Like, cool. Listen, I was joking. If you took offense, that's cool. I'm walking away. But the thing is like I don't ever want to get into any altercations with anybody because the thing is like me it's not like this is what I do. No, that's not. It's like when things get violent, there's no longer me looking out for your well-being when we get physical. It's like I'm throwing chairs, I'm bringing out a knife because at this point it's like it's not about just fighting and throwing hands in the street and see who. It's not about beating your chest and see who's the bigger man. It's about me protecting me and my people.
I just don't want to go to jail.
I don't
That's what
remember
really
the
stopped
reality
me.
anymore of
My
it.
my parents like really like I was always fighting as a kid and just kind of wilding out. But luckily I was like a kid, so people weren't like getting seriously hurt. But parents were like threatening us and shit like that. And they're like, yo, if you don't stop, you're gonna like go to jail. I was like, I didn't really think about that shit until my boys started really getting locked up. Because I'm not like this no more, but like I got a brother who's from Florida who I be telling him about
It's hot.
who like, yeah, he just made me a little wild. And we used to just do bad shit. We used to go to like other neighborhoods and just fight other kids for no reason, dog.
It's hot.
Literally, like you're outside, like
I'm already sweating.
literally,
Might as
like
well.
just go to literally walk to another neighborhood and
He
just
makes
find
you
people
mad.
to fight, And
His brother.
after
No,
a
he-
while, I just realized like, shit, man, you like this isn't gonna get me anywhere good, Had to kind of stop being around those like people, and now some of those people aren't here no more, but
Dang.
Hey, it's funny, man. My mom used to always told me, kids like that, they end up dead or in jail.
Dead or in jail, bro.
And
They
it's-
told me that too, but at the time, I just moved from New Jersey, right? So it was really trying to find where I fit in. I went from not really seeing any white people to being like one of the only black people around and shit like that. And then I had some friends who just kind of felt like we had to just prove something or be gangster, be hood. You know where we from? We from Patterson, New Jersey, shit like that. And then, we were just getting into like dumb shit. And I just got to I realized like, oh damn, there's these white kids from like fucking Harrisburg who are like wilding for no reason. Like, and I was like, some of us are wilding for no reason. Like my grandparents moved literally like they drove across the fucking like country to like live here so that I didn't have to grow up in this environment. Why would I like bring it on to myself type shit? And that got me out of like doing bad shit and shit like that. But it also really gave me an idea of violence of like, yo, those people who were just in those neighborhoods and shit, they weren't asking for nothing. Like violence just found them. And that's just kind of how I act around like the world. Some people are like, yo, you paranoid, and I'm like, anything's possible. Nobody's special.
Any given time.
People are just like, yo, people are crazy. One of my things, because I know I'm crazy, and what freaks me out is I might not be the craziest person in a room, and that's fucking. I'm like, what? Because I'm in here and I'm like, I can control it, but I'm like, what if someone's crazier and they can't? And I'm like, let me just limit my rooms.
I be thinking about that too, because I be thinking like, yo, it'd be crazy if I just did this right now. And I'm like, but that's what crazy people do. And I'm like, but I'm able to think that through and plan it out, but decide not to do it.
Why is that
Where
what
there are
crazy
people
people
out
do?
there who don't catch themselves, before they go do something like
Why
that.
is that specifically crazy?
It
What
is,
if that's
though.
the norm?
I don't
To
think it's
do
the
crazy
norm.
stuff like that? To do stuff like that?
Doug, how do I say this?
I mean, like, just my thought is
we've made like, okay, so somebody was doing this whole study on how like we do relationships wrong. And then like everybody argued, especially women. They were like, you should be with one person. When they were like, no, you to further humanity, you gotta fuck multiple people and make kids.
You think that? You think? I want to ask you specifically.
No, I don't think that.
You think men should have multiple wives?
They were saying men and women should have multiple partners. That was what the study was saying.
Yeah.
They were like,
I-
it's better for humanity in the long run.
Scientifically, that makes sense.
how's
but
it better for humanity?
Just spreading seed and building people, and you'll react. Like if everyone's taking care of a kid, we all care about that kid. We're all gonna make sure that kid is safe. If it's like the community raised, like how they used to say, like the community raises the kid, and on top of that, we all love Deborah. Ain't nobody gonna kill Deborah, and if they do, they gotta fuck all us
Does
first.
that promote like a bunch of single mother
No,
households?
we're all together.
Nah, so essentially what he's talking about is almost like how like some animals
Was it
may do it.
polyamor? Is that what
kinda.
it ends up being?
So like either whales or dolphins. I think it's dolphins. For example, a dolphin, they can only mate every like 6 years or so. But when they fuck, the woman dolphin will fuck all the dudes just so when she has a kid, all of them feel like, yo, this could be my kid. I'm not gonna kill it. So it kind of goes into what he's saying. Like that concept is just have like a community raise the children and everyone help. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to have no one
we also
fucking
have
my
egos
shorty, but-
more than other things. Where it's one of those things of like me personally, I don't know if I could do that, but also in the sense of like, I'm a weird motherfucker in a lot of
You
ways.
said that a couple times, and I was just about to ask if you're wearing a shirt under there.
No.
But I remember you saying you're not, and that you're
yeah.
weird. So I was
No,
like,
it's not. Bro, I wear a hoodie in a warehouse and work for like more than 12 hours out of the day. because that's how I'm comfortable.
You do look like
No.
you came to knock somebody out.
No, I'm comfortable like that. I decide. So
he got the Crocs.
so,
He don't got his sport mode.
Oh no, I can fight in Crocs, or I just take them off. I'm African. It's whatever. Like I don't want to fight in regular life. What?
I said there are people like this in this world. Like I don't.
Oh, I'm one of the more tame people in my family. I got an uncle who's closer to 300 pounds, who's faster than me. He's older now, but he's 300 pounds and he gets the fuck up.
I believe that. My cousin, we
don't
raced.
make no sense, right?
Well, dude, my cousin was like 5'7", like 280, huge. But we raced. He just
like I'm beating my uncle now. He has 5 fucking kids, and he's like ending his 30s. I should have been beating this nigga. But like in the last couple of years, he's been losing athleticism. He got pinned under a car, all types of other shit. Niggas is weird. But it's one of those things where like now I have like better athleticism than him. And it's like, it should have been this way. What the fuck is like, I've been training and you're just a weird freak.
But keep going on what you were saying about the, about raising the family and, because I want to ask you guys about, you know.
Oh, I don't, important. I personally, I don't
happy.
subscribe to the whole, everyone should just like fuck everyone like and raise family that way. But I do subscribe to like
polyamory.
And to an extent, because like there's different levels of it. I subscribe to polyamory and I support whatever anyone else wants to do. But for me personally, like I'm not really big on having like another dude like in my thing. I look at like animals and like every animal situation is a little different. I think about maybe like lions. Usually you got the male lion and they got a couple like shorty lions and you know they don't really rock with a bunch of other like dude lions.
I don't know. Like I respect it and I look at other people's lives and I listen. So like me, I don't know if I could do that. Is there a possibility? Like I've been through a situation where like me and the girl weren't fully together and we're trying to figure things out. Now I actually do like love my girl. So I don't know if I could deal with someone like smashing her out or like, cause there's always a chance of like, she might run into fucking, and then you got to find out about that and then you just got to deal with it.
I wonder if that kind of breaks that whole dynamic that you were talking about, because like what you're saying, like with multiple men are sleeping with multiple women and multiple women sleeping with multiple men and they, you know, come together, try to raise kids as a community thing. I think
if we're all respectful, I think possibly, but it also depends on the type of people you deal with. Like me.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I think that's hard when you think about the place that you're at, right? You said you love your wife, your girl, right? Mm-hmm. And it took you years to get to the point where you are that way, right? Mm-hmm. And that's because,
I had to fail.
Well, yeah. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you guys come together and you spend time together to where it's like it's sort of unbreakable, the bond that you two have together. But it's hard to make that unbreakable bond with multiple people.
I know how I could break our relationship, and I choose not to do those things.
Because you love
her. I don't think she knows what my true triggers are, because some of them I don't know yet. We've been through enough where like, oh, anybody else I probably would have left her. And she's also said, like, anybody else I probably would have left you. Like, how do I say this? As long as she keeps the level of love and respect, I think I'd let my girl slide through a lot of shit. Where, like, my girl, no one's ever loved me like this. Like, I didn't realize I was in, like, abusive relationships where motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about me. Yeah. Like, there's tons of shit where, like, my girl's done enough and we have a kid where, like, she can survive a lot. Now, there are certain things where, like, oh, I'm just going to kill everybody in the room if you do that. But
of course.
I trust her on another level.
Isn't that a crazy feeling? Sometimes I'd be, like, thinking about shit like that. And like it's moments like that when I realize I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. When I'm like,
is that crazy?
I'll be just peeing, bro. And before I'm even done, I'm realizing like, yo, you're so deep in a thought right now, like you're breathing different.
Is that crazy though?
Well, my crazy is more of like I'm walking up and I see a woman and her child. I'm like, it'd be crazy. I'll punch the junk out of this baby right now.
But you didn't do it though.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't do it.
There are people out there who do it.
That's an impulse. I think we all have impulses, and I think there is something.
That's what I'm talking
ingrained
about
in people that I think are just off.
This baby?
I think all.
Well, that's just natural as a man having testosterone and shit. Like they say, you have like oxytocin boost. Like whenever you see a baby, you have oxytocin boost, or a girl, whatever, and it kind of lowers your testosterone. It's just so you don't fucking kill these things that are like easy to kill. So I wouldn't say
shit that
that's like
connects you
crazy.
to your kid.
That's why babies smell so good.
It fucks you up.
It's a defense mechanism. You see a baby like, oh, I just want to take care of
There's
this.
certain shit like when it's your kid, it pops out.
those
to
things
make
in
sure
your
you connect
brain
to
are
your
actually
kid.
very close. That's
And it
why
happens to men too. We forget that.
you do want to squeeze the fuck out of something. Like you think about affection and like affection and violence almost, or they
line
go
between
so
love and
close.
Do you remember that TikTok thing where girls are talking about how much they want to bite dicks?
What?
Makes
That's
sense.
scary. That's scary.
Is
You
it
never
though?
bit a butt though? Like you never been eating pussy? Like you
Yeah,
know?
literally every
I
time.
feel it, but
I
it's one of
seen a
those things
cat,
of like,
a baby cat, and I want to.
because I
rip it
even
in
made a
half.
TikTok responding to the girl, and like I
That's
had
different.
homegirls hit me up because I was like, yo, if you bite my dick, I'm crashing your side of the car. And I had homegirls who I hadn't talked to in like the longest, and I was like, yo, I'm not even TikTok famous. How the fuck did you see that?
I could use
and
a
she was
little
like,
bite.
you gotta understand, like, and you just want to. So I like, sorry, baby. I asked my girl, I was like, you ever want to bite it? She was like, yeah, I don't, because you wouldn't like that. And then she started going through, and she's like, you really want to bite my dick?
My girl literally told me she had a dream. She was like, I had a dream that me and this girl were giving you head, and she bit off your dick, and then I just started biting it off too, and we were just eating it like beef jerky. And like, this is the first, bro, I just woke up. She's staring at me, telling me this, and I'm just like, what are you?
The first thing I would have did was.
I was like, yo, this is great, but it makes sense. Like, I that's not like surprising. If I get a little
I
bite,
cannot.
it's alright.
I get a little bit.
Get a
She
little
munch
bite,
a
it's
little
alright.
But
bit.
what you were saying about having a kid, that makes sense. My brother just had a kid, and it's like he's just such a pussy now.
Because brother, well, no, you got.
I don't think that's straight up put like it's a different level of survival. You got other shit going on now.
It
Like, he's
definitely
like, oh,
softens you
okay,
up. It 100% has. Like, bro, if you weren't, like, think about how toxic you'd be to that fucking baby. Just being all tough.
Also,
How
did your brother have a
toxic you'd be to
girl or a
that
boy?
cat.
A girl.
Oh, it fucks us up.
Yeah.
Let me be honest about it. Like, there's
You got a
so
baby
much.
girl too, right?
Yeah, I got a girl.
Yeah.
So like, it's one of those things where like I had to talk to my homeboy. He had a boy, and he's like, yeah. So I'm not gonna stop cheating on my shorty. And I was like, okay. We were talking about 2K, but
What?
and then like, cause he's a good looking guy. He gets bitches. And it's one of those things where like they went through their own scenario, and he was like fucking. Like he was putting in numbers to the ones where he originally told me his numbers.
Did she know about it?
She found out, and then it was one of
That's
those things like,
crazy.
what you gonna do?
Dang.
And then I was like, I felt so bad, and then I was like,
See, guys like that kind of mess the game up.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'll never cheat on a girl. Like, you know, I'll be straight up. I'll be honest and be like, hey, I want to like be with multiple women with you, but I'm not a cheater. I'm not about to go behind your back, because they say if a dude cheats on his girl, you can't trust them, because that's the person who's gonna hold him down the most. So what do you think he'll do to you? And I kind of believe that shit.
Say it
Like,
one more time.
If a dude cheats on his girl, like a girl who really got his back, like your shorty,
it
how
depends
she
on the
got you like
circumstances.
that.
I wouldn't cheat on
That's
my
what I
girl,
mean.
and for
If your
those
shorty
reasons.
has you and you're willing to cheat on her, you can't really trust that dude, because like he don't got loyalty to the people
Does
who
that
are
get
loyal
In my
to
the
him.
other way around, too?
circumstance,
Does that go for
Listen.
girls too? Like if a girl cheat on the guy?
cheating is a black
If
mark
my
of loyalty
if,
90% of the time.
if my girl even has a friend who she'd be like, yeah, she always be cheating, I'm like, why are you
Why you
friends
friends
with
with
this
her?
girl?
I'm the same way.
Nah,
But a lot
that's-
of people
that's
don't
normal.
share that thought though.
Because if my boy, like, you can't be like, I'm one of those people. I'm very like thorough. You know, I try to be. If my boy is like, he got a girl who's really holding it down for him, he cheating on her, like,
Yeah.
I can't rock with him like that.
So-
I'm not gonna tell his girl
I've
per
literally
se.
So
cut
fully
dudes like
go
that.
into this.
I be telling him, I'm like, listen, I'm a snitch.
I don't know what it is
You
about
can't
me.
say that stuff to me,
People
'cause
tell
I'll
me their
slip it.
deepest, darkest secrets for some reason. Like I've had people come out to me as gay so often in like my.
He was probably flirting with him, and they was like, oh,
No, you know what's funny?
he's probably
That's
so
the best.
handsome, and they're like, well,
Like this is the beginning of the conversation. It's like, yo, da, 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 da. And he was like, yo, and I've never told anybody, but like I slept with this dude, and I go, nigga, this is work.
He's like, I thought you
Like
was
this is
straight.
work. Oh no, I used to get in trouble with that. Like I used to work at the Bank of America Center or whatever it's called, and like. Huh? No. Like there's a whole like center that has a big Bank of
Yeah,
America
yeah,
in it.
downtown.
There's other shit in it. So I worked at a
Corporate
health
center.
food spot.
Downtown.
Oh, is that what you said? Corporate center? I
Yeah,
thought you said Walmart center.
No,
I was like,
corporate.
not that one. But there was a point where like I'm just happy and fun, and this is before I would like, because I'll tell people like when you're good looking, these niggas I never even really talked to. It was like they was giving me free food and everything else. I'm giving them free food, and then my brother was like, yo, don't get them shit no more.
Where?
This is a health food spot. I won't give them any.
In one of the
pub.
buildings?
Yeah.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Uptown.
The Bank
Yeah.
of America Center, right before you get to the little bus,
happens sometimes.
buses and everything else. Like
Yeah,
so,
corporate center.
this is
what
one of those
he
things,
said.
especially
Okay,
with
all right,
food.
I'm just making sure.
so yeah.
No, because when you say that, now I know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
what
But
were
like
you saying,
when,
though?
like, giving them free food and everything else, and there was like a contingency of like there were women too, but the more surprising part is like how hard this certain gay community was trying to fuck me, and I was flattered because I was like, how that's lovely. I'm not gay, but but thank you for telling me I'm a bad bitch. I love that.
That's happened to me a few times.
And it's one of those things where like
That's never happened to
my
me.
brother was pissed.
Yes.
My brother was like, "Yo, don't even speak to them gay niggas." And I was like,
Wait, was he mad that he wasn't getting no play?
"No, because they
They didn't want him.
working in food, sex is just thrown at you. Don't ask me how it works. If we all work in the same spot, we
might
all
be
work at
right.
different food places.
He might
Like
be right
I
about
had,
that.
It was Harris Teeter that happened to me at
like,
the day.
I made fun of my
because you was wearing
brother.
those pants. That's probably why.
I
You got
made
those
fun
on.
of my brother for like him having sex in a freezer, and then like it ended up happening to me, and I was like, I can't say shit about nothing else to you, because he laughed later. Because there's one chick that popped out and was like, but let me get back to it. Food, for some reason, sex is just there, and I had to avoid it because like I like to get to know people, and like I'm sensitive. I want you to know me before I put my penis in you. It's just how I operate. I can't just do that. Now, if you just out here sucking dick, have at it. But like, there's just more into like. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't your kid while I was getting into this conversation. But there's just more that goes with that. Now, when the food and stuff was going around, there was like a contingency of like gay people who was like, I want that cute little black dude in the black hat over there with his fake muscles. And I was like, how is that a description for me? But okay. So I would just have to go, nah, bro, like you really cool, but just I'm not fucking you. Like, it's just how it went. But it was very flattering because it was a large community that wanted to fuck me. And I was like, if I were gay, I'd be a bad bitch. And it was nice to know. I'd be a little cutie pie. But like in the women, I didn't even know there were women who wanted to sleep with me like that until like one basically claimed me at the time, and then like we didn't work out, and then I met my girl. It was funny because like that's the one that like we went into the freezer and we got it popping, and then the security guards were like, "Yeah, you saw you, right?"
I've seen that so many times working at Carol.
Right, I don't even want to eat places no more.
Yeah.
Everybody just fucking in the freezer.
They don't wash their hands after?
that lifestyle.
I'm a
is
big
like
guy. I
that.
kept her off stuff.
That's not how things work.
Yeah, it's
That's not how
like
particles
that.
work. You know them particles got on the food.
No, it wasn't.
You
near
know
the-
how
come
that.
on,
You
come
know.
on, bro.
You know if you could smell something,
I
the
eat all my
particles
food. It
from
don't
it,
go
or
nowhere.
like in your nose.
You can taste it. You're eating it.
Yeah. So if you could smell something, the particles
Control.
are there.
Didn't I say that? It's
So
like
if there
that's-
is any, if you guys are exposed, if your genitalia is out, it's on that food in
your
there.
toothbrushes.
You
This
smell
morning,
sex.
that's why I
you
was
smelling
late.
sex. You're like, is this penis? In
No.
here?
That's why I was late this morning because
You
my
brush
uncle
the
was in
back,
the
you
back.
sounding worried as fuck. You were like, I'm gay now. Fuck.
And if you're chewing gum, then those particles get into the gum, and you're chewing that, so you're eating it for the rest of the day.
To get you with that 5 gum in the throat.
Ugh. I always tell that to people. I'm like, listen, if you can smell it, you can taste it.
Oh,
If
y'all
you can
fans
taste
is
it,
probably appalled
then
at me.
you're
I
eating
just
it.
realized y'all got a whole fan base. They're probably, this nigga's just
Nah,
fucking
dude,
nut.
listen, we don't have a fan base.
We really don't. Yeah, you're
No,
probably
we
gonna get
have
about
some
13.
people
Well, when they
watch it,
come, they're
but-
gonna be so fucking confused.
Oh, if they
But
ever-
the thing
if
They're
they
like, why
ever
do you even
look
let
back-
this nigga on? He's
the-
been borderline gay, but keeps saying he's not gay for the longest.
The thing is, though, like,
If you came out, I really wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be like, what? I'd be like, okay.
I get it.
My life, like, honestly speaking, at this point, if I was gay, y'all would know. It's just one of those things where, like, I'm too free this way now, where if I was either giving dick to people who, like, took it, because I'm just not
I
brave
just don't
enough to
think-
be
I
about
just
it.
don't think
It's
anything
like
would
you said
change.
about fighting. If I was giving dick, you'll know about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't. I
honestly,
feel
by
like
the way
nothing,
they
I feel
walk.
like you would be the same. So, all right, I got this boy who's gay, and I was asking him questions the other day, like, yo, how does this work? Because I'm kind of like ignorant to the shit, and I'm like, oh, you just treat dudes like girls, like you just a fuck boy, but you just fuck boys, but it's the
Nice.
same shit.
If you make Nate laugh,
That don't happen too often.
It's like, and this is not to like defend anything, because if like anybody who's watching thinks I'm gay from this point on, good for you. I'm really cool with it. I know who I sleep with, but it's one of those things where if I was gay, even though I know my family would like turn on me if I was gay.
really.
No. I'm
Go ahead.
African on one
Do
side.
your
I'm,
stick. Yeah,
I'm
do
African
it.
on one side. It just wouldn't
Right.
work.
African on
Like,
one
I'd be
side.
fighting all the time. Like, I'd be at family reunions.
If
be
you
like,
were
"Once!"
gay, what's your type? You think?
Oh, that's a good question.
If I was gay,
I didn't think we would be having this conversation on this show, but I'm ready for it.
I wonder, because I can tell you when a male is attractive, but I don't feel
No,
that
what's your
same
type?
peace in my heart.
I feel like
that's what I'm
I feel
wondering
like
now.
you like little like Spanish boys. I can see you with that, like a skinny Spanish boy.
You're gonna be dominating.
That'd be too much. Like
Not like Zeus, like Like a real.
I just don't
real
think that'll
pretty.
work.
They don't. It can't be someone who fights. I feel like you gotta have someone who.
Nah, but I like combative. Like I had a girlfriend who like was a fighter, and she was just.
It
was a.
I don't know. Maybe
Like my girl is soft and sweet, but she's also got the oh nigga no side to her. So like I'd probably want to keep that, but I feel like I wouldn't have as much fun if I was gay. Just like if I was a girl, I feel like my life would be terrible. Like I just don't fit. I just don't fit that side of things. And also, I'd probably be a selfish motherfucker if I was gay. Because right now in my head, like as much as I love eating pussy, I just can't get the idea of sucking a dick in my head. It just don't work. Like I was having this conversation where I was like, if you're a gay dude, can you be selfish? Like, can you just be like, nah, I don't suck dick, but you can definitely fuck with me on that. Like, can you do that? Y'all think?
Right. Yeah, it's just a different thing for like.
Because I judge men who don't
ever
like want to eat pussy. Like I understand if it's like your culture, you don't eat pussy, but even then I look at you and I go, bro, just
What culture is that?
There's mad cultures that don't eat pussy.
They just look at it like you're submitting to a woman, like you can't do that. This is some sexist shit. But I don't know. It's just different. Like I don't like. I feel like eating pussy is just like you never like. I've never seen someone gag eating pussy unless that shit's just like gross. You know
What's
what
that
I mean?
do? Oh, you mean like?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like for like sucking
And then
dick,
that just probably shouldn't. Y'all should have met up an hour later. She should have took a bath and everything else. Like even now, like there's rare stuff that there's rare stuff that I wouldn't do to my girl now.
Done it to where it's that bad, but I could imagine.
Like bro, I'm out here sucking toes, so like
Wait,
it's not much.
You've never done what?
I've never like eaten bad pussy.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I'm not
'cause
saying
you-
you've eaten.
But
pussy
maybe I've
you
gotten
gag.
lucky, though.
I'm
Take
saying
care of
girls
yourself,
just
King.
constant.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
mean-
girls giving head is constant. Like it can't be comfortable.
But then again, maybe that's our ignorance.
Exactly. So that's what I was gonna tell you. Like when you said you know when a guy is good looking, but you have to remember what we say a guy is good looking. We only know that based off what we think is good looking.
It's almost like if you're like, I'd like those attributes for myself.
Exactly.
Essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not necessarily
Like
an
a
attraction.
good looking guy to me is like what I would want to look like.
Yeah, like someone's in good shape.
think?
You could be like,
Yeah,
they're in good shape
that's
because
why
you want to be in good shape.
That's why you always
That's
ask
why I like
yourself
Idris
when you see a girl that you like and you see her with the guy and it's like, what does she see in him? It's like you're so oblivious that you
But
don't
then again, I've
understand.
asked questions for many years to make sure because women are so inconsistent on what they like, but we are too. So let me not say that we're not, because there's like, how I say this, like. There's dudes who come off as like they're the most attractive dude in the world to like a bunch of women in the room, and then there's the contrary and of like. Okay, yeah.
I think it's a lot of confidence that goes behind it too.
Oh, it's like
I would never grow my beard out.
Why?
But because I don't think it looks good on me.
Have you eaten enough pussy in your
Oh,
life?
I can grow better beards than both of you guys put together.
No, I don't.
grow it,
So
though.
first off,
Because I don't think it looks good
first
on
off,
me.
you're a lying slut. You're a lying
Trell.
slut. Let's say this.
Trell.
And I don't take
You
care
grow
of
a
my
good beard?
beard, and
Does he grow a good beard?
he's styled his beard.
I
So
can-
let's.
It's full
My beard grows all the way up, all the way down.
and you shave it?
No.
I don't
I do.
care
Why?
for his beard because your
Doug-
cheeks are puffy.
That's what makes
So-
my beard looks better.
Yeah. No, it makes your beard
The,
look
the
worse.
fact that you jumped into your haterosity over beards.
Oh wait,
makes me look at you a little
Let me
different.
finish first. Let me.
I can
finish
grow a
what
better
was-
beard than both of you guys. Says the nigga with barely.
You
a
got
beard.
siblings?
Like, I don't
Well,
understand
that's
how
why-
we got
that's
to.
why-
Wait, you got siblings?
Uh-huh.
Are you the
his
which
brother
one?
His brother got the best beard in the world.
Which one?
my
Are you
brother's
you got
beard-
oldest, youngest, what?
I'm the oldest actually.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, my brother's beard. Ugh,
I feel like you do a lot of
But I got the gay.
comparing.
This nigga is
Oh,
kissing the sky.
hey, listen,
for
that's my
beards.
brother, man.
This
I-
nigga just said, "I'll go beard." But like,
I do say he got the best hair in his family though.
Yeah, my hair is crazy now though. It
You
looks
got dreads or no?
No, I had it braided, but I was
In
supposed
his
to get a haircut,
In his hair, his Indian side come out. You can see it big time. It's so smooth.
and I was actually supposed to get a haircut, but I have horrible experiences with
I
black
want to do the
barbershops.
things.
What? Take my hair
Can
out?
I see
No,
it?
no. It has nothing to do with that. I love when people be like, "Yeah, you know, I got Indian in my
you got
family."
that
I love when
Kevin
black
Gates.
people-
No, I hate
You
that.
probably do.
You
hate
just
that.
But I
like
just
changed
love that shit.
ethnicity like as
Yeah.
soon as that shit popped off.
It is. Yeah.
No, I hate that.
But I
I'm-
love the. You know, I got Indian in my family.
I've
I love
never
that
been that
shit.
guy.
I love sitting in the room and just going, "Oh, you got Lumbee in you."
I have
As a nigga
never
who
been
has
that
weird,
guy in
random
my
things
life.
in his family, I love sitting in the back and be like, "You know, my daddy from Pakistan," and I'm like,
No.
"Tamara, your daddy is from Detroit. Your daddy is from
And I'm
St. Louis."
I'm that guy, but I've never been.
I
the
won't
person
say it
that
out
says,
loud, but I
have
love sitting in it because the thing is, like, if I actually took care of my hair, it looks a lot nicer. But I don't give a fuck.
I don't even
Like my
believe
daughter's
it.
hair is lovely. The fuck they got to do with me?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are, you guys have mixed kids, so I mean, there's nothing wrong.
No, my
with
girl's
it.
black.
Kids. Y'all eat ass?
My girl's black.
You say you eat ass?
I say y'all eat ass.
Well, I love my girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You eat ass.
and do we eat ass?
Yeah. Do you eat ass?
Yeah, I love my
Yeah,
girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You
I
eat
love
ass?
my
You
girl.
have kids?
Nah, I don't got no kids.
You
yet.
don't want to have kids?
I want plenty. I just gotta get my
You don't have
money up.
kids?
Nah.
Who has a 9-year-old?
No, I have a 9-year-old sister. I have a 3-year-old daughter.
Okay. And you have a 3-year-old daughter.
Yeah, I've
Y'all
been taking care of
plan on
kids
having them,
forever.
Like in the future?
Yeah. We're definitely gonna have kids. Not like this year, not next
Y'all
year.
thinking like a lot, a little bit? What?
I'm trying to have like hella. I'm trying to like.
Let's talk about ass eating. Why are we getting so personal now?
Hella.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm trying to have hella kids though.
But before we end this, I do want to
Ass
talk
eating or
about
kids?
No, we're gonna get into the ass eating right now. But I mean, before we end it, I do want to know about how you guys are raising your children or how you're raising your child.
I forgot what's with
and the importance of it, and
I'm learning.
I want to raise my child.
I mean,
I've
We gotta take a break again. Sorry.
Okay.
Your boyfriend must not call because you're basic. You talk so much shit, I bet you taste it. Stay away from me, cause your energy's contagious. You don't got a mouth on your face, you got an anus.
And this is how it ends.
All right, yo, you here? I don't know which camera, so I'm gonna point at all of them. You here with Semaj Sinclair? Shout out to the Storyteller Podcast for having me, my boy Chavi, on here. I'm a peace out, but I'm gonna give you a little acapella verse before I go. This one is real romantic, so I hope you like it. I said, I'm in my head again, ain't been taking my medicine. Yeah, you got you a girl, but I got me like 10 of them. I get so much pussy because I'm a gentleman. When I put my dick out, shorty jacket like Letterman's. Hit it with the awesome cock, knock off his socks like, oh my gosh, that please don't stop. Was fucking daily, then I cut her off, said I don't fuck with you. Like the Holocaust, so like my money blue, like my money long. Yeah, I be smoking booth, I be smoking strong. I just hit the bongs, they fuck my lungs and pass it on like a baton. Jake your dad and I'm the dawn, I'm the moon, the son of God. I'm in love with pussy like a lesbian. Fucking shorty, I got nothing but my necklace on. Put on some Marvin Gaye, let's get it on to the early morn, to the break of dawn. This your girlfriend favorite song. She rub her clit and sing along. That thing might drip when she turn it on. When she hear my voice, can't turn her off. Don't try to play me, I don't got no flaws. I'm like the fridge, I got the juice and I got the sauce. Gifted, I feel like I'm Santa Claus.